Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Irish Bill. Seminole Bob going to be joining me rather shortly as he's headed up from Walton County. It's the Raiders' last game of the regular season tonight as we're on the road in Crestview. Thanks to Coach Hatton for allowing us to come up here this week. And we got a spot in the press box, and we're ready to roll. I got a brand new cameraman tonight, Joe Settle, my good friend of many, many years. And he normally is on Friday nights doing the chain gang down at Niceville. So Joe loves his high school football as much as we do broadcasting it. So he'll be on the camera tonight. Seminole Bob will be joining me shortly. You have the 5-0 Navarre Raiders on the road at Crestview, 1-5, but they have been improving in a very young squad for Coach Tim Hatton. Jay Walls comes into this game 5-0, 81-21 overall, which is an awesome percentage, a little over 80%. Great in his 9th year, and the Raiders looking to finish their second regular season undefeated. Back in 2015, the Raiders went 10-0. Ended up getting beat in the first round of the state playoffs by Tate that year, but they're looking to go 6-0 in the regular season. Would be the second time in Raider history that they would go undefeated during the regular season. The JV and the freshmen have already completed their seasons. They're both 6-0. And the Raiders varsity, the big boys, getting ready to match that 6-0 start as well. Seminole Bob will be joining me momentarily. We're at Crestview High School, Jack Foster Stadium. A beautiful Thursday night for football here in Crestview. We're on the northern end of the city here up on the crest, just down from I-10. I'd probably say about 5 or 6 miles from I-10. And we're hoping that wherever you're at tonight, Quad City Dogs checking in. Thanks, Quad City Dogs. And I'm sure we'll have some others checking in tonight. And we'll have my good friend Todd Alt from Sweden checking in tonight as well. Coach Baldry, I always have to give out a shout-out to Coach Baldry's mom because she tunes in every Raider game. And Miss Baldry, we're glad that you're out there again tonight. And hopefully you enjoy the game tonight. Let us know where you are. And when you message on when you go to YouTube Live, there's a chat. Just go ahead and let me know who you are and where you're watching from, and that way we can give you a shout out and give you some props to let you know that you're tuning in to IrishBillSports.com each and every Friday. Well, 2 Thursdays this year, and we got always a good matchup between these two. Navarre finished their season last year in Week 10, the first time in Jay Wall's history that they did not make the playoffs. There's a little bit of controversy with that one. About percentage points left them behind, and they finished the season 6-4. And back at it again this year as every team in the state of Florida that opted in on September 18th will have a chance to play in the state playoffs this year. The Raiders will get a bye week next Friday night, so I will have an off night. And then we'll be back home in 2 weeks from tomorrow night as the Raiders will host the winner of Buchholz and Creekside. They'll have to come all the way over to Navarre, and should be a great matchup. Buchholz having an excellent season so far here. Creekside, always a tough out, and I know we've played their boys and girls soccer teams over the last couple of years at Navarre. So a great matchup and a new team that it's been a year of new teams as the Raiders played Andalusia a couple of weeks ago. Enterprise past week, and they will play Buchholz or Creekside in the first round of the state playoffs. So 3 new teams on the Raider schedule here in 2020. Who said this year was odd? Really? It's been kind of different, and but we're glad you're out there tonight, wherever you may be on this beautiful Thursday night here in the Panhandle. We're down into about the 60s right now. It's going to be a beautiful night for football here at Jack Foster Stadium. The Raiders out there wearing their onyx-colored pants, their white jerseys, maroon numerals, and their black Raider helmet. And it'll be interesting to see. I'm sure Crestview will come out in their home reds and with white numbers and the C on the side of the helmet. And always a beautiful sight are the Bulldogs uniforms when they come out here at home. The Raiders looking to go 6-0 to end the regular season for once. This Irish Bill with Seminole Bob coming up shortly. Joe Settle on the camera tonight on IrishBillSports.com. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Craig Culver of Culver's.
Before farm to table,
Before Field to Fork, there was just good, wholesome food. Grown by America's farm families, prepared fresh at Culver's, and always served with a smile. We still cook every Butterburger to order using fresh 100% Midwest beef and craft our frozen custard right in the restaurant using family farm fresh dairy. So thank you, farmers. Welcome to Delicious.
University Lending Group, located in Harvest Village, is Navarre's local mortgage lender. If buying, selling, or building a dream home is in your future, you need to contact University Lending Group. Jennifer Gomes and Stacy Wright are the loan specialists who have the experience to take you step by step to make your buying, building, or selling experience smooth. See University at 752 Navarre Parkway, Suite 56, or call 850-396-0322.
Great teams have great support. The Navarre Raiders have one of the best support organizations, the Navarre Raider Quarterback Club. All the members see to it that the Raiders have all available necessities to keep the Raiders on track. Well, they're seeing to it that they are properly fed, have good transportation, are making sure that all Raider fans can hear all the exciting Navarre Raider football action. The Navarre Raider Quarterback Club is there to make it happen. Thanks, Navarre Raider Quarterback Club, for your support of your winning Navarre Raiders on IrishBillSports.com.
A strong work ethic takes pride in a job well done. This is the kind of person you need. Express Employment Professionals can help because we understand what it takes to hire the right person. It takes real people, real interviews. We find good people, matching the right skills with the right jobs from the production floor to the front office. Express knows jobs. Get to know Express. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
Navarre Raider Sports is brought to you by Ursula Householder of Coldwell Banker Residential Real Estate, your local real estate connection. With Ursula, you got a positive, helpful partner for buying or selling a home. Ursula can help with all of your real estate needs. Whether in the Florida Panhandle or around the world, her 16 years experience in real estate will work for you with innovative marketing strategies. Thinking about selling your home? Call Ursula for a free marketing analysis to see if you qualify for one of the incentive programs. Call or text 850-642-5711. Email ursula.householder@floridamoves.com or go to householderhomes.com. Go Raiders! Your fans are all behind you at the field or while you're watching at home. Welcome back to Jack Foster Stadium. This is Irish Bill with Seminole Bob as he just walked in the door. Nice timing there, Bob, as we're about ready for kickoff here in about 17 minutes.
Well, I need to send a check or cash to the folks parking because I didn't have a cent on me. But I heard you are famous.
Really?
At Hurlburt Air Force Base.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
There was a helicopter that pulled a banner. Robbie was saying it on as they were wrapping up their show. They were pulling a banner. They did some. It was a Huey fighting with some Army helicopters and all. And at the end, they unfurled a "Go Irish Bill" banner.
Really?
They did.
That's awesome.
And he texted in to Robbie and said, after the show, me and my friends are going to listen to Irish Bill.
Nice.
On the broadcast.
Brandon Marquis checking in tonight, the older brother of Zach Marquis and a former Navarre Raider alum, I believe, class of 2017, if I remember right, Brandon. And I know I've been having some conversation with a new friend of mine out at 29 Palms, California. Felina Moso. Hopefully I got that right there, Felina. And thank you for checking in again tonight. We got a great game coming up here, the last game of the regular season for both teams. Crestview will be hosting Niceville next week. I'm sorry. And up here next Friday night at Jack Foster Stadium, they'll host the Niceville Eagles next to start the playing game. There are 3 playing games this week in different classifications throughout the area and throughout the state. But not for us. This is our last regular season game, and the Raiders looking to go unbeaten for the second time in school history in the regular season.
Yeah. Last year at this time, you were in Ohio.
I was, and had a great Friday night. Got you guys through the broadcast, hopefully, from afar. And then we got drenched in downright cold the next day at Central State University in Wilberforce, Ohio.
Yeah, and the GOAT did the play-by-play, and he's doing now the play-by-play for Fort Walton, I understand.
Is he? Congratulations. Yep. I know that he's going to be doing that with Trey from the Ticket. He's going to be doing the play-by-play, and right. The GOAT will be out there with him. And we got the national anthem coming up, so we're going to turn over to our field mic.
Ocasio, our national anthem.
What a beautiful rendition of our national anthem by the Crestview Bulldog Marching Band. What I thought was pretty cool, off to the left of the color guard, they had 7 young ladies that were signing the national anthem to those in the stands. That
is now considered in the state of Florida a foreign language.
Really?
Yeah, so kids can get, and I
that's great.
I agree.
A great opportunity.
Especially when you know, Spanish classes and Latin classes and French classes. And
I knew that voice right there. The PA is the GOAT, because that was the GOAT.
Okay. He didn't say that.
It sounds like that. This sounds like the GOAT.
Yeah, could be. He was mostly talking Georgia.
You're out in the trees there, Tim. There you go. We got about 6.5 minutes to go for kickoff here at Jack Foster Stadium. This Irish Bill with Seminole Bob. Brandon, I was close. I was only a year off. Brandon, class of 2018. He's checking in from his college stats class tonight. So he's actually in class watching the game. Isn't that awesome?
What university?
I'm not sure. I'm sure he'll tell me here in just a minute. If he's local, it could be. If it's local, it could be West Florida, it could be Pensacola State College, could be online, could be a different school. So yeah. I'm sure that he'll tell us. And Mr. Moso, he said, "You almost had it. I'll take it. I'll do my best."
2000.
I've been known to mess up a few names now and then, haven't I, Bob?
The young man from Niceville.
What was it? Oh, Dominic Anacarico.
Yeah.
What a name. That's a football name, isn't it?
It is. He should play for like the Bears or something.
He should. We'll take him. He's quite the athlete.
Yeah, he is. He's going to be pretty tough. And if he doesn't get a Division I call, something's wrong. very talented young man. Can go out of the Wildcat and inside the 10-yard line. Does that a lot. Can catch it out of the backfield. Can line up as tight end, line up as quarterback, line up as wide receiver. Think he plays some defense.
Actually,
Thinks he runs, kicks
well.
back, and the like. Before we go any further, we got to thank.
Wow, they actually taken orders for the food, so I got us drinks.
Okay, well, we're on a school campus, so I can't order what I want to order.
We stopped at what was it? Peppers. Peppers on the way in. Mexican restaurant there on the left, as you just go past Chick-fil-A, just down from Chick-fil-A. Free advertisement for them tonight. Want to thank our sponsors, Culver's of Navarre, University Lending Group, Navarre Raider Quarterback Club, Express Employment Professionals, and Ursula Householder. Without them, we couldn't bring you Raider football here on IrishBillSports.com. And a few of those have been with us for quite a while now, Bob.
Yeah, they have. And Culver's, what can you say about them? I passed their new place in Fort Walton.
Line out to Yin Yang, wasn't there?
Oh, yeah.
Well, right now all they're doing is drive-through.
Right.
They're still trying to hire more employees. So if you want a job, especially since they passed the
minimum wage
to $15, I'm not going to get political tonight.
Well, that's over a period of 6 years. So
over a period of $1 a year.
But a lot of fast food places are already paying more. I mean, Whataburger in Destin has been at $12 an hour forever.
And they're just going to raise their rates. I mean, they're going to raise their prices of their food along the way. But whatever. If you're hungry, you're going to spend it anyways.
Yeah. So.
What another great game last week from Jaden Rivera. Nice to see the Big Bubbas back on the offensive line. Opened up a lot of holes for Zach Marquise and Bailey Houston. He only had about 3 or 4 carries there in the second half, but he made them count. And Zach had one of his better games, three carries for 42 yards last week. And but Jaden Rivera, 151 yards on 26 carries, 2 scores, 10 touchdowns on the season for the young man in his senior year at Navarre. I'm sure he's going to be playing football somewhere on Saturdays in the future.
You know, when we first saw him when he was younger, we knew there was something special about him. We had another young man with a similar name, Jaden
Antonio last year, graduated. They both had a great game last year against Leon. Jaden Antonio was just under 200, and Jaden Rivera went for over 200 in that game. A great running night for the Raiders that night. Over 400 yards rushing in that game against Leon. Our first win ever against the Tallahassee opponent.
And that's we went on the road, I believe, with Brian and his bride. And we got out of Taco Bell without getting assaulted. They had a robbery right after, like 15 minutes after we left.
Well, you heard what went on down the road here this morning in the McDonald's just off the interstate. Yeah. There was a shooting this morning at McDonald's. There was a fugitive that was on the run. They caught up with him at McDonald's, and unfortunately, he pulled his weapon, and he is no longer. But Brandon going to Pensacola State College. Same with Zach, as Zach is dual enrolled this year.
Brandon, are you at the PJC campus or the main campus, or are you at in Midway? Give us a holler back, because my daughter is taking classes in the Midway area.
Both Brooke and Brady took classes there as well.
What a great foresight State University College system had, specifically Pensacola State College.
Is that the road where they put in Lighthouse PCA's field down that road as well?
Not very far from it, yeah.
Okay. So, what is that? That road? It's a real long name. Neanderthal or something?
Yeah, MediaCom's on that street.
Yeah.
I think.
I know.
Very close.
He's in Midway. He's going to Pensacola State College there at Midway.
Well, don't get in trouble. We don't want your professor, unless he's going to share it with the whole class, and that would be really. Hey, statistics.
You're going to hear statistics all night from Irish Bill. So we're going to add to your class here.
Yeah, exactly.
Checking in from South Alabama, tuned in tonight, Kobe Johnson, Navarre alum from last year, class of 2020.
He could play some DB, man.
Yes, he can.
Woo, mercy.
He's got some leaps. And so check in all night with us on YouTube Live, Irish Bills Sports Live on YouTube, and irishbillsports.com. You'll be able to watch the video feed. And we got a great game. Supposed to be kicking off here around 7-ish, and I think we're on time. Because like Crestview had their senior night earlier in the year, so we won't have to worry about senior night tonight. And we had a good conversation with Coach Hatton before the game. He's got a young class, just not very deep on the defensive side of the ball were some of his concerns. They're using the young man, Marquise McCoy. Or is it? Let me get his name here. Make sure I'm getting that right.
The real
McCoy. He's the real McCoy.
The real McCoy.
Number 4. You'll hear his name a lot tonight.
Yeah.
And,
dual threat quarterback.
And Devin Wright coming out. He's going to be the team captain tonight to take the toss at center field. What a game that Devin had last Friday night. 18 tackles in the win over Enterprise. 10 solo, 8 assists. Doc Gardner checking in again tonight. Thanks, Doc. Up on the big screen. I'm sure the producer has the big screen up at home in the Hamill household as well.
You know, we married up, didn't we? We married up with our producers.
Yes, we did. And McCoy and Devin Wright out at midfield getting ready to do the coin toss here. And we're just moments away from kickoff here at Jack Foster Stadium in Crestview. For the last regular season game for both teams, Crestview 1-5, Navarre 5-0 on the season, looking to finish the regular season unbeaten in Coach Wall's 103rd game.
The Raiders have won the toss.
Raiders won the toss and deferred to the second half. So Crestview will get the ball to start the game. Preston Penton will be putting toe on leather to get this game underway.
Bulldogs will receive.
McCoy, you look down at him, you may see, well, he's rather short. Well, he's packed with a lot of energy and a lot of athleticism in that I think 5'7" or 5'8" frame, and he is lightning quick.
They've got a full crew of officials tonight. Looks like 7. 1, 2,
Right.
3.
The reason why they're doing this game tonight is tomorrow starts 3 playing games in the Panhandle of Florida, and they go up in the playoffs with officials. So to allow them to have more officials for Friday night's playing games, they moved this game from Friday to Thursday, for those that were wondering.
And the practice for the playoffs, too.
Most definitely.
Because you normally only have at the max 5 officials.
And if I'm thinking that might be Mac from Channel 3 out there. Mac is a retired Marine and cameraman for Channel 3. I think that's Mac out there.
Hoo-yah.
Maybe, maybe not.
Speaking of 29 Palms, right?
Ooh-ah.
Ooh-ah. And we thank all of our servicemen and women. Thank you, Bill. You served.
Veterans Day coming up next Wednesday.
Joe,
and Joe
probably served.
Joe's definitely retired Air Force as well, Master Sergeant. And we're both retired Master Sergeants. And our next show will be on Veterans Day. So we're going to do some Veterans Day music on our show next Wednesday night.
We're off from school that day.
Nice.
Middle of the week.
So maybe we might even be able to maybe get up and do the show a little bit earlier, maybe at 6 o'clock. I'll work that out with Miss Honey, and maybe we get up there at 6 o'clock. And if you show up, I'm going to do a special offer next week. First person to show up next week, I will buy your dinner.
I'll have the
No, not you.
filet mignon.
They don't do filet mignon at Culver's.
They do some good fish, though.
They do some great fish.
Oh,
I got to tell you my story real quick. We did the show last night. I got home about 9:15, watched the end of one of the MAC games, ate my fish sandwich, and went on to next thing I saw was the clock in the morning at 4 a.m. I fell asleep in my recliner and I woke up still fully dressed with my hat on, my glasses, just sitting there at 4 o'clock in the morning. I fell asleep at 9:30 and slept in my chair all night long till 4 o'clock in the morning.
And that's what time you get up?
That's what time I usually get up, between 4 and 5. And so I just stayed up, got ready, went to work a little bit early. And
did you do a workout like no?
And here's your Raiders coming out of the west end zone. My directions are a little bit off here, Bob. As we're north of the I-10, so that would be south, north, west, east. I think I got it.
Joe says yes. Joe, thanks for giving up your Thursday and joining us tonight. Anne Marie is recuperating.
We got Spates and McCoy going back deep for the Bulldogs, as they are in their all red. White stripes down the side, white stripes on the shoulders, white numbers, white helmets, big C on the side. And we are ready for football here at Jack Foster Stadium. This is Irish Bill with Seminole Bob on IrishBillSports.com. You're listening and you're watching Raider football on IrishBillSports.com.
McCoy is one of the deep backs. I might want to squib this one.
Spates has got some pretty good speed over the left side as well. So McCoy nearest to us to the near sideline. Spates to the far sideline. Penton getting ready to put toe on leather here to get this game. And as I'm looking through two windows right here, I got one out in front of me and one to the left of me. And Penton getting ready to get this game underway. There we go. It's a high end over end kick that's going to come down on the 10-yard line. McCoy with the return. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds. Great return. I think he stepped out of bounds just over the 30. Nice return by Marquise McCoy. And the Bulldogs will have 1st and 10. We're pretty close to the field here, Bob.
Well, we sure are. Kind of reminds me of Milton a little bit.
I love doing games from Milton.
I do, too. They feed you, too.
Those chicken shish kebabs.
Oh, my gosh. How many did we eat that night?
I don't know. I lost track. Out. Giving Joe a little bit of direction here. A little bit more. There you go. That should work right there. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. It's going to be a handoff, and they're taking the handoff, getting back to the line of scrimmage is number 10, and that is Trey Braxton. He's going to get back for no gain.
And Thor on the tackle.
Lucas Marble on the tackle.
Linebacker
Lucas
position.
Marvel with the tackle.
Yeah, okay. I saw Bailey down there from his...
2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs from their 28. Just underway. Actually, they're going to be minus 1 yard, so 2nd and 11. McCoy in the shotgun. He's going to hand off, and he's going to go to Braxton once again, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage this time on the tackle there by Devin Wright and Bailey Houston.
You know, I think Navarre's defense coordinator is happy to see a normal offensive set after that crazy.
Even though that worked right into the Raiders' defensive plans, their strengths last week.
It did. It did.
We're going to have 3rd and 11 from the 28 for Crestview. Marquise McCoy in the shotgun. Trips split to the far side. Signal to the twins to the near side. 3rd and 11. And it's going to be incomplete pass on a nice coverage there by Bailey Houston. And it'll be 4th and 11. And the Bulldogs will have to punt away.
Yeah, Bailey is a tweener. He's between a defensive back and a linebacker. He's got the punch of a safety. Up there on the defensive line, you got Grady Kelly, you got Lucas Marvel, and you have Jordan Moon. Back to punt for the Bulldogs. 4th and 11 from their own 28. Good snap. They get it away. It's a short kick. It's going to go out of bounds here on the near side. And the Raiders should have pretty good field position coming out of this punt. Right short of the 50-yard line, so excellent field
Let's
position.
see who gets the start coming out of here. Coming out for the Raiders will be either Jason Deal or Zach Marquise. And it looks like it's going to be Jason Deal to get the start here. It'll be 1st and 10 Navarre from their own 49. Just underway as we have 10:28 on the clock here in the opening quarter.
Absolutely.
Damian Hardy in there as the H-back. Jaden Rivera to the left of Jason Deal. Twins to the top, Sigel to the bottom. Trent Hall goes in motion. Deal back to pass. He's got Hardy out in the right flat. He's got a nice gain inside the 40. 35 and down inside the 35. And he's going to go out of bounds. Let's see where they're going to spot him at. Back at the 33-yard line. Okay. An 18-yard. They're going to right at the 34. So an 18-yard gain to Hardy. And it's going to be 1st and 10, Navarre.
Ooh, swing pass out of the backfield. Very successful. Good blocking on the corner.
And Raiders first down. They're going to hand off to Rivera. He's going to go up the gut right behind his offensive line. And he's going to get a couple of yards down to the 32. Give him 2. 2nd and 8 for the Raiders.
21 Harris on the tackle.
2nd and 8 for Navarre as they come to the line of scrimmage. Just underway here at Jack Foster Stadium. You got A.J. Arno to the top of the screen, Jabari Mitchell and Matthew Perea here to the bottom. Hardy in the backfield. It's going to be handoff to Rivera. He's going to cut back. He's going to skip to the outside. He's going to get down inside the 30, down to around the 26-yard line. Give him 5 yards, and it'll bring up 3rd and 3.
Just bounced outside. Good blocking by the Big Bubbas.
Going to spot the ball just outside of the 26, call it the 27-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and a long 2 coming up here. Mitchell and Perea to the bottom. Rivera the lone back in the backfield as Mitchell goes in motion from left to right. It's going to be handoff to Rivera. He's got a rate of first down. He jumps it to the outside, down inside the 20, and he's going to go out of bounds around the 18-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play and a Raider first down.
Almost an identical run. Just bounced it outside. Running with your head up so you can see the holes. Again, nice blocking by the wide receivers.
They're going to spot the ball at the 17-yard line. So you're going to give him 9 yards on the carry. 1st and 10 Raiders at the Bulldogs 17. 8:35 on the clock here in the first quarter. He's got a pass across the middle into the end zone to Trent Hall. The Raiders score from 17 yards out. The Raiders are on the board first.
It's a little curl pattern over the middle, one-on-one coverage. Good protection by the Big Bubbas. And Navarre drives the ball down, takes advantage of a short punt. Goes 51 yards. Get on
in
the
5 plays,
first.
51 in 5 plays.
Yep.
And 3 minutes and 34 seconds on the drive. Penton in for the extra point. The kick is up. It is through. 7-0 Navarre here early on with 8:26 to go in the opening quarter here at Jack Foster Stadium.
You know, we want to thank Coach Hatton and Principal Dexter Day for the accommodations. We haven't had.
This is the first time we've been inside all year.
Exactly. Yep. And we appreciate that. And nice, beautiful night for football.
It is gorgeous. Probably in the mid-60s right now.
Probably. Just a little warmer than it was last year at this time for you in Ohio.
Oh, it was cold that day. It was down in the low 40s. And rain, and the field, it just rained all day long. Then the next day was beautiful.
Did you not have a game that you went to that it didn't rain?
I don't think so. Penn with the second kickoff of the night. This one's going to be deep down in the left end of the court end zone. Actually, it's down to the 4. And McCoy with the nice return. He's going to get to the outside. And a big return out over the 30, out to the 32-yard line. A 31-yard return for McCoy. 1st and 10 Crestview from their own 32.
Yeah, the ball hung up good. Allowed Navarre special teams to get under it. And if a guy that fast, you keep Crestview inside to 30. Remember, they played a great first half against
Tim Keene checking in. Robert Lapis from Buffalo, New York, back for another encore. He is the grandfather of Zach Marquise.
It's a long way from Crestview, Florida to Buffalo, New York.
He retired in 1996 after 21 years of service. Thank you
sir.
for your service, Robert. 1st and 10 Bulldogs from their own 32. McCoy's going to do a quick hitter, and he had his receiver. That was Braxton. He's just going to drop it, and it's going to fall incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs.
A little jump pass. Linebacker number 5 for Navarre.
Devin Wright. You should know that.
Devin Wright.
You shouldn't have to. What? You actually had to look his number up after 6 games.
I'm sorry, Bill.
No, that's good. Devin Wright has been the last couple of weeks.
99.
2nd and 10. Yeah, he wore 99 last year. A nice run by Marquise, and he has a big run out over the 45. What great balance as he stays on his feet over the 50 and into Raider territory down to the 48-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 19 for McCoy and a Bulldog first down. Their initial first down of the contest. 1st and 10. We got a flag on the field. Procedure against Crestview, so we'll bring up 1st and 15. Our first flag on the night.
You were talking about Chick-fil-A. Don't you wish Chick-fil-A ran our elections in the country?
That would be so nice, wouldn't it?
We would have been done on Monday the day before.
I always love going through Chick-fil-A. They do a great job, and always a pleasurable experience. So 1st and 15 for the Bulldogs from their 46. It's going to be McCoy with the keeper, but he's going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage by Jordan Moon and Grady Kelly as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain for McCoy, 2nd and 10.
Got to say congratulations to the Emerald Coast Middle School Stingrays, that won the championship, 14-12 over Freeport the other night.
Congratulations.
Yep.
2nd and 15 for the Bulldogs from their 46 as the 5-yard penalty backs them up to their own end of the field. Nice crowd here on both sides. McCoy with the keeper, and he dives forward to the 47. Let's call it the 48-yard line. Give him 2, and it'll bring up 3rd and 13.
Grady Kelly in on that. First time we've seen Navarre in their whites. You saw him earlier in the year against Pace.
This is the first time they've wore this combination.
I see. And we can see the numbers very well.
Most definitely. 3rd and 13 for the Bulldogs from their 48 as we wind down to 6.5 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. 7-0 Navarre on IrishBillSports.com. McCoy back to pass. He's going to throw one out here in the flat. He's got plenty of space, and he's going to have a Bulldog first down, still on his feet as he cuts back inside the 30, down inside the 25. We may have a holding penalty against
blocking the back
by the receiver here on the near side.
Thrown by the
but it's a nice completion there, first completion of the game. And they're going to move the ball from the 48 down to the 35-yard line.
Blocking the back against the Bulldogs.
It happened at the 25, so they move it back 10 yards. So it's going to be a gain from the 48 down to the 25. It's going to be 27 to number 10 out of the backfield, Braxton. It's going to be a gain of 27. It's still going to be a first down for the Bulldogs, but their second penalty of the night backs them up 10 to their Navarre 35. We're going to have a water break here. We're going to stay right here. Chance for us to look at, see who's logging in tonight. Ursula Householder checking in. Mike and Ursula, they're checking in tonight.
What great people.
I know.
Gosh, oh
I thank them. I don't even have to ask Ursula at the beginning of the year to become a sponsor again. He goes, send me the invoice.
I like people who do that.
Makes my job a lot easier because I really don't like doing sales. So that's my wife. That's the producers.
That's her forte.
There we go. We lost a little bit of camera there for just a second. Yeah, that is her forte. She can sell ice to an Eskimo. Can I say Eskimo these days? Can I still say that?
It's still PC. Yeah.
Okay.
If they still have the Chippewas, then you can say the Eskimos.
Okay.
especially Eskimo sandwich.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Raider 35. 6:15 on the clock. Fresh out of the water break here in the first quarter. 7-0 Navarre. McCoy in the shotgun. He's going to look off and he's going to pass. Oh, and he had his receiver Braxton wide open. And it's going to fall incomplete. It'll bring up second. Nice little heads-up play there by McCoy.
RPO ran to the line. Everybody bit on that. That's what put gray hairs on coaches' heads.
And broadcasters as well.
Yeah.
2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs from their 35. 6:02 on the clock on the incompleted pass. McCoy in the shotgun, trips to the far side, single to the near side. And the receiver didn't turn around to look. And he was covered over there tightly by Bailey Houston and Deuce Ned. 7-0 Navarre as we wind under 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Navarre takes their first possession, 51 yards, 5 plays, culminating with a 17-yard pass from Deal to Trent Hall, his 5th touchdown on the season.
The quarterback was looking for him to do a down and in, or down and out toward the sideline.
We got trips to the far side, twins to the near side, empty backfield. McCoy's going to throw out here, and he's going to off the fingertips of Jaquez Holiday Dortch.
That's
going to bring up 3rd and 10.
Apologize. I think the wide receiver heard footsteps on that one. Dortch was closing fast.
Dortch was the wide receiver.
Oh.
I think it was covered over there by Connor Eastwood.
Connor, yeah, okay.
Trips to the far side, single to the near, actually twins to the near side. McCoy in the shotgun, 3rd and 10. Raiders looking to apply a little pressure here on 3rd and long. McCoy back to pass, and he's going to throw deep, and he's going to throw over the head of his intended receiver, and he'll bring up 4th and 10.
That was a Grady hurry there. Grady was breathing down his neck.
If Grady was coming at me, I don't know what I'd do. I think I'd just fall to the ground.
Like Brett Favre used to do when
Who was it?
Pierre Paul or Michael Strahan?
Michael Strahan.
Yeah.
Helped him get his record, the single-season record for sacks in his season. I think it was later broke. Yeah, I remember that play quite well. I think it was a Thursday night game or a Monday night game, one or the other.
Yeah.
Zach Marquise in here in his second series for the Raiders. 1st and 10 as the Bulldogs went for it on 4th down. Hardy goes in motion from left to right. It's going to be a handoff to Rivera. He's going to cut back across the middle. He's got a big hole over the 40 and out to the 44-yard line. A gain of 9 for Rivera. 2nd and 1 coming up for the Raiders.
I love his vision. Looks for the holes.
Joel Jones checking back in, our great viewers from North Carolina, checking in every week from the former home of Jaden Jones, safety for Navarre. 2nd and 1, it's going to be handoff to Rivera. He's going to get to the outside, nice yardage, still on his feet, and we got a flag down far in the Bulldog end of the field.
Flags on the field.
Appears to be holding against Navarre.
Let's see where the holding penalty is going to.
Pushed out of bounds by Harrison.
The holding was at the 47. Should be enough for the 1st down. Or it might be 2nd and that's Navarre's first penalty of the night. Holding against Navarre. And now push the ball back in. It's going to be back, and it's going to be 2nd and 1 right where we stood.
This is the first game in forever we've played a Florida team, Bill.
It has been a while.
Yep.
Since we played Choctaw in week 2.
Yep.
Or week 3. Whatever week it was.
Jeez.
2nd and 1 for the Raiders from the 44. 10-yard gain for Rivera, but called back for a holding penalty. Marquise is going to keep the ball and get a Raider 1st down out over the 45, out to the 48, a gain of 4 for Marquise on his initial carry of the night.
That just makes Navarre so much dangerous when you've got a quarterback that can run the ball, give them positive yardage.
First and 10 for the Raiders from their own 48. We're down to 4:26 on the clock. Here in the first quarter, 7-0 Navarre. I want to thank Joe Settle for coming in and help us out with the camera, filling in for ammo tonight. Mitchell goes in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Rivera. He's got big yardage inside the 40, cuts to the outside, 35, 30, and he's going to go out of bounds inside the 25, all the way down to the 23-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 30 for Rivera and a Raider first down.
Excellent blocking that time. Bounced it outside. The containment for Crestview was not there.
Fourth first down of the game for the Raiders here in their second drive of the night. Already up 7-0 here on IrishBillSports.com. First and 10 for the Raiders at the Crestview 23 after the 30-yard run by Jaden Rivera. 65 yards on 6 carries already for Jaden. Over the 700-yard mark for the season. He's going to cut back. I love his vision. He's going to cut all the way back, and he might take this the distance for 23 yards out. Rivera with touchdown number 11 on the season. And the Raiders back on the board at the 3:50 mark of the first quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. Great vision on that. Bounced it outside. Made it look really, really easy.
23-yard touchdown run for Rivera. Penton in for the extra point. Extra point is up. It's true, and it's through. 14-0 Navarre. Cynthia Hollenbeck checking in. Thanks, Cynthia. Watching our grandson Parker Hollenbeck from northern Michigan. It's rather chilly up there in northern Michigan.
Ooh, yes.
Said go Raiders.
I have family in the Detroit area. I think she's in Upper Peninsula.
Up in the UP, as it's affectionately known.
Great hunting up there. My brother-in-law goes hunting at Upper Peninsula. Fishing. Wow. Just a lot of great stuff to do up there in the outdoors.
Penton with his third kickoff of the first quarter here. 14-0 Navarre here early on. The Crestview band out here in their colors tonight. Always do a great job.
Wow.
The big band usually stretches from the 10 all the way down to the 10 when they have their full band. Penton with the kickoff from the 40. It's a high end over end kick. It's going to come down at the 11. McCoy with the return. He's got nice yardage. He's going to be driven out of bounds by TJ Peltier. As Coach Hatton gives Peltier a nice pat on the back. Another 49-yard kickoff return. Actually kickoff, and it's going to be returned out over the 30. So a 20-yard return for McCoy. 14-0 Navarre as we're down to 3:43 of the first quarter. McCoy in the shotgun, trips to the far side, twins to the near side. Empty backfield for the Bulldogs. Dressed in all red tonight. It's going to be McCoy on the keeper before he gets to the line of scrimmage. Initial hit by Devin Wright. And then finished up by Sebastian Melendez. He's going to get a gain out to the 33. Looks like you're going to give him 3 yards on the carry. 2nd and 7 for the Bulldogs.
I like that number 5 on Devin. You know why?
Big guys wearing single-digit numbers.
Clemson has.
Notre Dame does that a lot, too.
They do. Yep.
I remember when they had one guy wearing number 1. He was a biscuit shy of 400 pounds.
Florida State does that a lot.
That's what they call it. They call him biscuit.
Biscuit short.
2nd and 7 for the Bulldogs from their own 33. McCoy in the shotgun, 5 receiver set for the Bulldogs. They like to spread it out here. We got movement on the left side. That's going to back them up 5 yards. They'll bring up 2nd and 13.
They had an all-state offensive lineman that went to Georgia Tech. Crestview did. It was like,
Kutsaratus.
yeah,
I know.
yeah. His dad.
Cade.
Yeah, his dad works in administration at the Okaloosa County, and
2nd and 13 for the Bulldogs. McCoy's going to do the quick hitter to the outside. It gets blown up. It's going to be caught, but they're going to lose some more yards, 2 yards. Looks like number 8, Arnold, on the catch, but he's going to lose 2 yards.
yeah, our defensive back just tackled the blocker and the receiver on that play.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 15 for the Bulldogs. They're back all the way back to their 27-yard line. They need to get out to the 40, so let's call it 2nd. That's about 15. They're going to spot the ball just outside the 25. Trips to the near side, single twins to the far side. It's going to be a quick hitter. He's going to get the first down over the 40, and it's going to be a 16-yard gain to Arnold and a Bulldog first down.
That play has been open all night. Quarterback runs to the line, and the linebackers suck in. Leaves the slant open. Well-designed play there.
Most definitely, because he can take off and run as well. So that's a double threat right there, that quarterback for the Crestview Bulldogs. 1st and 10 from their 41. A bad snap, and he gets it off somehow out to, and it's going to be incomplete as he tried to find Spates.
Sidearmed it.
McCoy's pass intended for number 7, Spates, incomplete.
That does sound like the GOAT.
It does.
Doing the PA here at Crestview High. Just lives down the road from here.
He lives in Laurel Hill?
Somewhere between the northern part up here and Laurel Hill.
Wow.
Not sure exactly where. But it's going to bring up, actually, let's call it 2nd and 10. McCoy into shotgun. He's going to run one right up the middle, but he is met there right by the Raider offensive line. After, let's call it a minimal 1-yard gain, Grady Kelly. And look, see the other number here, 70. That would be Lucas Marvel on the tackle. One will get the solo, one will get the assist.
Yeah, quarterback carries that ball
rather loosely.
Like
a loaf of bread?
Like a loaf of bread. Sunbeam.
Gosh, I haven't heard that in a long time. 3rd and 9 for the Bulldogs. And it's tipped at the line of scrimmage by Grady Kelly. Who else? And it's going to bring up 4th down in the second punt of the game coming for Crestview. That's unless they leave the offense out on the field.
You mentioned Grady put on some pounds, muscle. Looks like he grew a couple inches, too.
He's up to 6'4.5", 276.
Wow.
Right now committed to Colorado State. He's getting a few more offers in, so we'll see where that direction goes. And we may cover signing day this year if they'll let us,
well,
maybe.
Great.
A nice punt as he gets it away. Jaden Jones back from his own 20. He's going to take it right up the middle, and he's not afraid. He's not scared. And he's going to get out over the 30, out to the 34. Nice 14-yard punt return by Jaden Jones.
Scored a big 2-point conversion last week against Enterprise.
Anytime you can get positive yardage on a punt return, it's good by my book, because you couldn't pay me to be a punt return guy.
Just put a blindfold you and get a cigarette in your mouth, kind of, sort of.
Might as well. And get the Undertaker ready the next day.
Oof.
1st and 10 for the Raiders from their 34. 14-0 Navarre here in the first quarter. We're down to 37 seconds, and I think Crestview's going to call their first timeout of the game.
Timeout Bulldogs.
We're going to have a timeout here.
Crestview's numbers are not what they have been in the past. You mentioned youth and a feeder system. They have Shoal River. Okaloosa County has middle school sports. Something that Santa Rosa County does not have. I think I've mentioned that before.
I think you have.
and trying to think the name of the other schools. They have 2 middle schools here in Crestview.
Doing a great job, Joe. Joe Settle on our camera tonight. Joe lives right here in Crestview, not too far down the road. I've been wanting to get Joe out here for a game for quite a while. Joe loves high school football as much as we do. First and 10 for the Raiders. Jason Deal, I think, back in there. I think I see number 1. First and 10 for Navarre from the 34. New running back in there for the Raiders. It's going to be TJ Peltier. That's Zach Marquise, got wide open. Oh, off the hands of Jabari Mitchell.
Hit him in the wrong spot.
You're just talking about some beans. You want some butter for that bread?
Ooh, mercy.
Wide open. That would have been 6.
They may go back to that. Threw it in double coverage. Beautiful pass. He has a nice touch on his throws. Really
Zach did not play his junior year, was hurt, back his senior year, and he's come really into his own as the season has progressed. Davidson and Shoal River middle schools here in Crestview. It's going to be handoff to Rivera, I believe, as he gets out to the 38-yard line.
Peltier.
Actually, yep, Peltier in there, number 19. First carry of the game for TJ. He's going to get out to the 39-yard line. Going to give him 5 yards on the carry, bring up 3rd and 5.
Now Rivera comes in.
As we have hit zeros here at Jack Foster Stadium. Navarre 14, Crestview nothing here on IrishVilleSports.com. We're going to hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back with second quarter action here from Jack Foster Stadium.
Craig Culver of Culver's.
Before farm to table, before field to fork, there was just good, wholesome food. Grown by America's farm families, prepared fresh at Culver's, and always served with a smile. We still cook every Butterburger to order using fresh 100% Midwest beef and craft our frozen custard right in the restaurant using family farm fresh dairy. So thank you, farmers. Welcome to Delicious.
University Lending Group, located in Harvest Village, is Navarre's local mortgage lender. If buying, selling, or building a dream home is in your future, you need to contact University Lending Group. Jennifer Gomes and Stacy Wright are the loan specialists who have the experience to take you step by step to make your buying, building, or selling experience smooth. See University at 752 Navarre Parkway, Suite 56, or call 850-396-0322.
Back to action here, second quarter, 14-0 Navarre. Navarre has a 3rd and 5, count up, a 3rd and a long 5. Zach Marquise in at quarterback. Davian Hardy, the H-back. Jaden Rivera back in there. Twins at the top of the screen. Mitchell and Hall. A.J. Arno to the near side. 3rd and 5. Rivera goes out, and he's going to catch the ball. He's got room, and he's going to get a Raider first down out over the 45, out to the 46. A gain of 6 on the pass to Rivera.
Yeah, just lowered his head. Got the extra half yard.
That's a Raider first down. They're 5th in the ball game. First here in the second quarter as we're just underway here on IrishVilleSports.com. First and 10 Raiders from their 46. 11:30 on the clock. Hall goes in motion. It's going to be handoff to Rivera up the middle. It looks like he's going to get 1 yard out to the 47-yard line. 89 yards on 8 carries so far for Jaden. And a touchdown. Bring up 2nd and 9.
Talk about the feeder schools. Emerald Coast Middle is the feeder school for South Walton. 39 8th graders.
Wow. Large class.
Yep.
2nd and 9 for the Raiders from the 47. Marquise back to pass. He's got Mitchell. Mitchell's going to haul that one in. For a Raider first down inside the 30. All the way down. They're going to spot the ball right at the 26-yard line. 24 and 3. 27-yard pass to Mitchell. And a Raider first down.
Just another weapon in Navarre's arsenal.
First and 10 at the Bulldog 26-yard line. Mitchell goes in motion. He's going to get the handoff, but he's going to be hit right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the big hit there by Caleb Prumno. Bring up second and 10.
Coach Phil Tiza spoke to the middle school team before their championship game. Of course, Coach Tiza is the athletic director of South Walton, as well as the head football coach. So he's going to have, if those players all decide to continue their football career, going to really help South Walton.
Second and 10 for the Raiders at the Bulldog. You got to pass in the, trying to hit Jabari Mitchell in the right corner of the end zone. It's going to fall incomplete. It'll bring up third and long, 3rd and 9 for the Raiders on the incompleted pass. I'll stop the clock with 9:44 to go here in the opening half. 14-0 Navarre. Thursday night game, our second one of the season, Bob.
Yeah, we had a Tallahassee game on a Thursday, didn't we?
Last year we did.
You did, yeah.
And it's going to be third and 10 for the Raiders. Marquise feeling pressure. It's going to be a screen pass to Rivera. He's got a Raider first down inside the 15, all the way down to the 10-yard line. Actually, just outside the 10. So give him 15 yards on the reception and another Raider first down.
Excellent use of Rivera, screen pass. Blocked the rusher coming in. Lofted it, nice touch pass. Good enough for a first down, and the Raiders can get a first down.
Just outside the 10-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Just inside the Bulldog 11. 9:11 on the clock. Count. The clock is counting. Rivera's going to step back. He's still on his feet. He's going to be trying to sniff the goal line, and he's going to be a little bit short. Maybe close to a first down. Actually, they're going to give him, let's call him 8 yards on the play. He's already over 105 yards. 105 yards on 9 carries for Jaden Rivera in the first half.
Wow.
It's going to be second and a long one. It's going to be Rivera up the middle. He's going to get near the goal line, and he is in for a second touchdown on the night. From 2 yards out. Actually, they spotted the ball actually at the 3. So give him 3 and another Raider touchdown on the board for Rivera. His 12th touchdown on the season. At the 8:26 mark here of the second quarter.
Got an injured Bulldog, 44 for Crestview. Jylene Mays. Could be a lower body injury. Raiders making it look easy, really running the ball very well.
And now with the season done for the JV and the freshmen, we may have some players called up for this game that I may or may not have a roster for, but we'll try and figure it out, as we always do.
Yeah, once if you do get a lead, you go to. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but, a running clock, either team, it's the whole thing. You've got the playoffs coming up.
2 weeks.
Yep.
Young man's up walking with a little bit of assistance from his coaching staff, limping a little bit. Always nice to see the young man get up. Penn will come in for his 3rd extra point attempt here. And the Raiders, your long snapper, Jackson Rainwater, doesn't get a whole lot of mentions. Kyle Chambers, the holder. Preston Penton, your kicker tonight for Navarre. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up. Off the upright, skims in. Actually off the right post. And
doink.
He does. No, I don't even want to hear that. Especially a double doink.
The Bears.
Oh, man.
Packers are up tonight.
They are.
Yeah, 7-0.
7-0. That's too bad.
Hey,
I know.
The producer's happy.
Yeah, I know. The producer's happy. Everybody's happy.
And your mother-in-law. Your mother-in-law is also.
She's a big. Yeah, I live with two ladies that are Packers fans. And me being a lone Bears fan. She about kicked me out of the house this past Sunday watching the game, which has happened before. No, it hasn't, but I do. Well, Brady had to get up and shut the doors so the neighbors wouldn't hear me. The Bears lost to the Saints last Sunday.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about it.
Penton with the end-over-end kick is going to be deep and 2 yards deep in the end zone. First touchback of the night for Penton, and the Bulldogs will start from their 20.
It's a great weapon to have. You know, Navarre has been blessed with here's our word for the night, cadre. A plethora.
I like that better.
Plethora of kickers and punters in their short history.
That they have. Stephen Householder, we can go back. Who set the initial long record of 43 in 2010. Brady Hamill tied that in 2014, and Preston Penton broke it 2 weeks ago against Andalusia from 48.
It could have been more. He had enough leg.
McCoy on the keeper, and he's stacked at the line of scrimmage and met there right by the front three of Navarre. Devin Wright and Nate Herring. Good to see Nate back there.
Yep.
It's going to be a gain of 1 for McCoy and bring up a 2nd and 9. 21-0 Navarre here in the second quarter. Looking for win number 6 of the regular season. Then they'll be off for a week, and then they'll host the winner of Buchholz and Creekside. McCoy, that is such a great weapon.
It is.
And he hits his receiver from the left side, the near side. And that's going to be to Arnold once again. He's going to get out to the 30, enough for a Bulldog first down.
Kind of looks like the old backyard football we used to play. You know, you just kind of draw it up. Well designed, using his talents.
4 of 12 passing here so far for 51 yards for McCoy, and he breaks one loose, and you will probably not catch him. You're going to send him to the house from 70 yards out. McCoy on the board. Bulldogs on the board as well, 21-6. 70-yard run by Marquise McCoy. You know, eventually he was going to break one.
Yeah, the linebackers looked like they were playing pass, and that's all he needed was a step.
So McCoy takes it in, 70 yards on the jaunt.
The jaunt. I like that.
Number 18 with the extra point, Romy Sanchez. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up. Kick is through. 21-7 Navarre. Courtesy a 70-yard run by Marquise McCoy gets the Bulldogs on the board. You can see the speed. Once he got by the initial tackle, there was nobody was going to catch him.
Absolutely. You know, when my son ran track, he was in this. Navarre was in the same district then as Escambia and Pine Forest, and when those sprinters would come out, you know, you could tell they were running backs and wide receivers. I bet you he runs track too.
I'm sure he does.
He put on the Jets.
39 doing the kickoffs. That's Brady Van.
Look for some kind of trickery here on this kick.
He's going to kick it out of bounds. You know, I want to talk about a play. One of a great heads-up play. Watching the North Carolina game last Saturday night. The kick was deep into the left corner. Michael Carter was returning the He saw that it was going to go out, or it may not gone out of bounds, so he went and established himself out of bounds, then touched the ball while it's in bounds, which the ball is then determined out of bounds. It was a great heads-up play, and Michael steps up and runs back to the sideline, just going, it's like he was planning that play, and it was a great heads-up play in the heat of the moment.
So instead of taking it there, they're going to force Crestview to re-kick. So we talked about on our show about the speed
of Jabari Mitchell. He's back deep by himself. Then you have Derek Percival, Trent Hall. You can see who's on the far sideline there. They're going to kick it deep. Nice kick. Trent Hall's going to take it at the 14. And he's going to be tackled at the 25. An 11-yard return for Hall. The Raiders will have 1st and 10 from their 25-yard line.
He briefly thought about laddering it to Jabari.
They're going to spot the ball at the 25. 1st and 10 Raiders. I want to thank everybody out there tonight viewing our Thursday night game, Thursday night edition of Raider football. And let's talk about the big buggers. Dawson Higginbotham, the center. Your guards are Marcus Feliciano and Preston Brewer. Your tackles. It's going to be Rivera slipping in the backfield. He's going to lose. Actually, they're going to spot the ball right at the line of scrimmage. No gain, no loss. And your left tackle is Tyler Columbine. So Melendez and Columbine, your tackles. Brewer and Feliciano, your guards. It's got a nice athletic catch there by Jabari Mitchell out over the 40. He's going to gain 16 out to the – actually, they're going to spot the ball right at the 40, a gain of 15. Mitchell's second catch on the night for 42 yards.
Not as easy as you think, leaving your feet to try to get the ball and catching it. Nice job there.
Jason Deal with the nice pass.
Going to his left, a right-hander. Going to his left, throwing across his body.
A.J. Arno to the near side. Perea and Trent Hall as Hall comes in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Rivera up the middle. And he's going to be pulled back after he gains 2 over the 40 out to the 42. 110 yards on 12 carries for Jaden here in the first half.
How many carries did he have last game?
26, the most he's had in a game. Mm-hmm. He's been over 20 in, I believe, every game but one.
Right.
And it's going to be second. Actually, they're going to give him 2, so 2nd and 8 for the Raiders from their 42. 5:40 on the clock here in the second quarter. 21-7 Navarre. Deal's going to roll out to his right. He's got Arno's going to be out here on the far sideline, but he's near sideline, but he's going to drop it. He'll bring up 3rd and 8.
Just took the eye off the ball briefly. Saw the sideline coming, and that was just enough for him to
3rd and 8 for the Raiders at their own 42. 5:31 as the clock stops on the incompleted pass. There's a high school field here at Jack Foster Stadium. Deal back to pass. He just threw it up, and it's going to fall incomplete. We'll have our first punt of the night for Navarre. Preston Petton will come in to do the punting duties as well.
Looks like one of the officials got stepped on.
On the far sideline.
Mm-hmm. Rub a little dirt on it. Hope he's okay.
Navarre will have 4th and 8 from their own 42. Penton out there for the first time tonight.
You know, after like you staying up for election night, I came home from Culver's, and next thing I knew, I'd fallen asleep on the couch. Next thing I knew, it was 3:30 in the morning, and the dogs wanted to go out. And
so we had similar stories here.
well, we do, and you know, you follow you know everyone's been following the election, etc. And I had completely forgotten about the MAC game being on.
I watched the end of one game. I can't remember which because the MAC they all seem
we picked
Toledo.
Toledo
won. So we started off our week 1-0.
Yep.
Penton back standing inside his own 30 at his 27. Waiting a snap from long snapper. I'm seeing the number there for a second because I think they have two different ones. One for field goals and extra points and one for punting. Trying to look at the number here. My vision not so good. Not so well or not so good. Either one.
Not good.
Not good. It's a high snap. Penton comes down with it. He's going to get it away. Showing off his little athleticism. He's going to get it down inside the 26. Kind of a high snap. But Penton does a great job of getting it off down the field. It's going to spot the ball at the 26. So it's going to end up being a 32-yard punt, which could have been rather dangerous there.
It could have been worse and would have possibly given Crestview great field position. Crestview made a big stop on that play, on that series.
The first time that they've stopped the Raider offense.
You know, a score before half here would give them some momentum heading into the second half where the Raiders will receive the second half kickoff.
McCoy in the shotgun. Single receiver to the top of the screen. Spades comes in motion. He's going to the backfield. Marquise is going to keep it. He's going to get out over the 25, out to the 26. It's going to be, I think that's right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
He's such a threat. You know, the linebackers really have to play solid, contain. They try to have a spy on him. Right now it's
and one thing the corners can't do, Bob, is they can't bite on the initial move by the receivers or they'll be wide open.
Goodbye, yeah.
It's going to be another big run for McCoy. He's going to have a first down. He gets out of bounds at the 42. Actually spotted at the 43 on the gain of 17 by McCoy and another Bulldog first down. Their third of the contest.
They've just about they started out running with a tailback, and they with two stops on their first series, they've gone to double sidecars and having him run the ball.
McCoy's going to try to break one tackle, but all he's going to do is fall forward for a 1-yard gain out to the 44. So bring up 2nd and 9.
Devin Wright in on the stop.
Another big night for Devin. Lemmy Wilson in there now. Bailey Houston. Jordan Moon. Devin Wright. Wyatt Busey in there.
Grady is such a leader out there.
Connor Eastwood in there as well.
Directing traffic on the line and assignments.
2nd and 9. It's going to be a quick hitter. And it's going to fall. Nice coverage over there on the far side.
Yeah,
it's Derek Percival, the corner over there.
He did a good job not creating any kind of contact, because if he did, it would have been interference. He did not turn and look for the ball.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 9 for the Bulldogs from their 44. If the receiver was smart, he would have stopped in his tracks and just had
caused the
interference.
But
a nice play over there by Percival. And a nice play there by Deuce Ned to knock the ball down. He stayed with the receiver coming from the left to across the middle, and it's going to bring up 4th and 9. Great play there by Deuce Ned.
Yeah, I think the Raiders may have gotten away with interference on that play. He had his arm wrapped around him.
Third punt coming up for Crestview. 21-7 Navarre, 3:31 on the clock here. Brady Van back to do the punt, and this time for Crestview. They alternate between him and Romy Sanchez. That's a high over-end kick. It's going to take a Raider bounce and go sideways out of bounds on the Raiders sideline, out at the 28. A 28-yard punt.
They got the first down on the run and went really conservative and kept trying to run at Navarre. I just don't think that's successful. You got to pick your spots to run the quarterback. Maybe some kind of a rollout run or just a straight run.
Zach Marquise in at quarterback for this series for the Raiders. Back there with Jaden Rivera. Trent Hall and A.J. Arno to the near side. Davion Hardy, the H-back. And Matt Perea to the top of the screen. First and 10, Navarre from their 28. It's going to be a handoff to Rivera. He's going to cut back over the 30 and out over the 32, out to the 33. Give him 5 yards. Will bring up 2nd and 5 for Navarre on Rivera's 13th carry on the night. 115 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Speaking of momentum, Navarre punches this in here, then they'll get the ball back. Could really put pressure on Crestview.
It's going to be Rivera across the middle as they find Trent Hall, and the defender kind of had his arm wrapped around him, but they're not going to call it, and it's going to fall incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Well, you think with the extra officials you'd see that, but that was very obvious.
Doing a great job, Joe. Joe Settle, our cameraman tonight. He has to put up with us for 3 hours. 2nd and 10 for the Raiders. Actually, 3rd and 5 for the Raiders. Rivera's going to cut back. He's not going to have a first down. He's going to be stopped at the 36 after a gain of 1. He'll bring up 4th and 3. Give him 2. Bring up 4th and 2 for the Raiders. 4th and a long 2. Will the Raiders keep the offense on the field? And Penton back out to punt for the second time. So the Bulldogs have stopped the Raiders back-to-back possessions. 3 and out for Navarre. 21-7, 2:06 on the clock and running here in the first half. Hopefully you're enjoying the game from wherever you may be at on the World Wide Web.
Fake.
It's going to be a fake to Rivera. And he's going to have a first down over the 40. First time they've ran a fake all year long. It's going to be out to the 42-yard line.
And he's not usually on special teams. Not
at all. And that would have been a cue for the special teams of the Bulldogs. And there is a Bulldog down on the field. It's going to be a gain from the 36 out to the 42. So a gain of 6. They only needed 3, and that's a Raider first down.
Well designed. Good job there by the Raider coaching staff.
So we got an update. Any updates on the Packers game? The GOAT checking in. Hey, Bill. He's just down the way, isn't he? Very loud. I'm very loud. Producer says I'm loud. I'll turn my mic down a little bit. Let's see what we got over there going on in that Packers game. 7-0 end of the first quarter. And the 49ers got a 3rd and goal at the Packer 4, trying to tie that game up. Without Garoppolo and without Kittle's out for the season.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's out for the season. One of the best tight ends in the game today. 1st and 10 for the Raiders from their 42 as they convert the first down on the fake punt. We got Mitchell and A.J. Arno to the near side. Trent Hall and Matthew Perea to the top. 21-7 Navarre, 1:41 on the clock. And the Raiders have 2 timeouts left. Crestview with their full allotted timeouts. 1st and 10 for the Raiders from the 42. It's going to be a quick hitter to Perea. He's going to get out over the 45, close to the midfield stripe. Let's see where they're going to spot the ball at the 48, so give Perea 6 on the catch. That's going to bring up 2nd and 4 as the clock winds down under 2 minutes here. 1:20 on the clock. 2nd and 4 for Navarre. And as Marquis trying to find his receiver down the left side, that would be Trent Hall. It's going to fall incomplete.
Jabari was wide open there.
The
Crestview calls timeout. The football game at Mosley and Arnold has been canceled. They were supposed to play tonight, I believe. Pine Forest and West Florida just underway. Of course, our ball game.
The Raiders with 236 yards of total offense here in the first half. Crestview with 164. We got a timeout after the incompleted pass. Raiders will have a 3rd and 5.
Miami Northwestern, the Bulls are at the half leading Miami Palmetto 10-7.
They had a tough outing last weekend against IMG Academy, 49-14. IMG Academy, the number 1 team in the country, an all-star team basically.
Yeah.
4 and 5 stars and some 3 stars.
Madison County may want to play them. They've played everybody else.
3rd and 5 for the Raiders from the 48. It's going to be reversed to Hall. He's got a lot of room on the left sideline. And he's going to take the hit and go out of bounds about the 35-yard line.
Trenton Hall on the carry.
Down to the 34.
Tackled by number 16, Thaddeus Atchison.
We're going to spot the ball right at the 35, so 15 and 3, 18-yard run for Trent Hall. And he comes right back, and it's going to be an incompleted pass.
No, they're going to call it complete and down by contact.
Okay.
That was a big break for Navarre. I don't think he was down. I think he was on top of another player.
Was that Hall over there?
Yeah, it was on the reception. I think Navarre is going to call timeout here.
It's going to be a gain down to the 31. They're going to give him a 4-yard reception on that one.
Timeout Raiders.
That's going to, hey, our music there, Bob.
Like
Saturday Night Fever.
Saturday Night Fever.
From the movie Airplane. One of my favorite comedies. I guess I picked the wrong day. I won't finish that one.
Airplane.
Airplane, what a classic.
Oh, man.
So it's going to be a catch, a 4-yard gain to Trent Hall. And they say he was down. And I don't know if Coach Hatton kind of liked that call or not, but as he's giving it the business to the sideline coach over here.
Sideline referee.
Sideline referee.
Yeah.
It's going to be 2nd and 6 for the Raiders at the Bulldog 31. 40 seconds on the clock. Raiders with 1 timeout, I believe, left.
I think they've only used 1.
Okay,
Crestview,
that's what I thought. I'm looking up here at the board.
Crestview used 1, thinking they could get the ball back.
McKee's going to throw to Mitchell. He's going to be incomplete. He'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Pass intended for number 3, Mitchell, incomplete.
Coach Baldry in the booth next to us.
Yep.
And it's going to be 3rd and 6 for the Raiders at the Bulldog 31. 32 seconds on the clock.
I'm sure Coach Greenhaw's family is listening to us from Alabama.
Athens, Alabama. The top of the state.
Yep.
Marquise back to pass. He's got a receiver across the middle. How did Mitchell drop that one? Or was it over his head? But there's a flag. There's going to be a holding penalty against Navarre. I would be surprised that I think Crestview will probably decline it. So if they kick, it would be a 48-yard field goal from right here, which we know Penton has the leg from 48. Are they going to take the penalty? I think they're going to decline the penalty, bring up 4th and 6.
Sure, coach's staff
keeping the offense on the field with 26 seconds left.
Coach Hatton and his coaches, a little discussion on that.
The Raiders 4th and 6 at the Bulldog 31. Jaden Rivera in the backfield with Zach Marquise. We're going to have timeout Crestview.
I think he wanted to see what Navarre was lining up to.
Let's see if we can get the back to the NFL. See if the Niners tied it there at the end of the. It helps if I get on the right day here. Packers 7, 49ers 3. Just started the second quarter. We're 21-7 here. Navarre over at Crestview. We got some other high school games going on in the area.
Yeah, Bishop Kenny playing Jacksonville Ed White, 31-28 in the third quarter. Bishop Kenny, I think, was ranked number 1 in their classification. Hardy slaughtering DeSoto County, 62-0.
Buchholz all over Santa Fe, 43-0. 4th and 6 for the Raiders. 26 ticks on the clock here in the second quarter. Coach Hatton a little frustrated here on the near sideline. The Raiders going forward on 4th down. The throw into the end zone, and it's going to be not hauled in by Hall. You like that? And the Bulldogs are going to take over on downs.
3 times in a row there, so.
The Raiders will have the ball to start the second half, as they won the toss and deferred to the second half. 21-7 Navarre with 19 seconds on the clock. The Bulldogs will have a 1st and 10 from their own 31. As we're winding down here in the first half on this beautiful Thursday night game at Jack Foster Stadium here in Crestview.
Jack Foster, a legendary school board member in Okaloosa County, and lend his name to the stadium. We've seen a lot of big ball games in this stadium.
1st and 10, McCoy in the shotgun, 19 seconds left. McCoy's going to break one tackle, but he is down at the 35, a gain of 4. Bring up 2nd and 6.
Crestview calls timeout, I believe.
They do not call timeout. The clock continues to wind here.
Okay.
That's the end of the first half of play.
And your score at the half, Navarre 21 and Crestview 7 here on Irish Bill Sports. For Seminole Bob and Irish Bill, we're going to a commercial break, and we'll be back after this break.
Great teams have great support. The Navarre Raiders have one of the best support organizations, the Navarre Raider Quarterback Club. All the members see to it that the Raiders have all available necessities to keep the Raiders on track. Well, they're seeing to it that they are properly fed, have good transportation, are making sure that all Raider fans can hear all the exciting Navarre Raider football action. The Navarre Raider Quarterback Club is there to make it happen. Thanks, Navarre Raider Quarterback Club, for your support of your winning Navarre Raiders on IrishBillSports.com.
A strong work ethic takes pride in a job well done. This is the kind of person you need. Express Employment Professionals can help because we understand what it takes to hire the right person. It takes real people, real interviews. We find good people, matching the right skills with the right jobs from the production floor to the front office. Express knows jobs. Get to know Express. Go to expresspros.com to find a location near you.
Navarre Raider Sports is brought to you by Ursula Householder of Coldwell Banker Residential Real Estate, your local real estate connection. With Ursula, you got a positive, helpful partner for buying or selling a home. Ursula can help with all of your real estate needs. Whether in the Florida Panhandle or around the world, her 16 years experience in real estate will work for you with innovative marketing strategies. Thinking about selling your home? Call Ursula for a free marketing analysis to see if you qualify for one of the incentive programs. Call or text 850-642-5711. Email ursula.householder@floridamoves.com or go to householderhomes.com. Go Raiders! Your fans are all behind you at the field or while you're watching at home.
Craig Culver of Culver's.
Before farm to table, before field to fork, there was just good, wholesome food. Grown by America's farm families, prepared fresh at Culver's, and always served with a smile. We still cook every Butterburger to order using fresh 100% Midwest beef and craft our frozen custard right in the restaurant using family farm fresh dairy. So thank you, farmers. Welcome to Delicious.
When this old world starts getting me down and people are just too much for me to face, I climb way up to the top of the stairs and all my cares just drift right into space. On the roof it's peaceful as can be, and there the world below can bother me. Let me tell you now, when I come home feeling tired and weak, I go up where the air is fresh and sweet. On the roof, I get.
You know, we gotta go with that. So we gotta play at least once a night. That is our song that we came up with. We're up on the booth tonight.
We're in the booth.
In the booth.
Yeah.
And the
this is
Crestview
first.
band getting ready to come on the field here at halftime. Navarre on top 21-7 as they scored on the first three possessions. And Crestview answered with a 70-yard run. And yes, that song is by the Drifters. We got to give credit to the Drifters. A great song from back in the early 1960s.
Gosh.
7-3, Green Bay over San Francisco in the second quarter. That's a new quarterback, and there's a sack. Crestview's Bulldog marching band on the field here at the half. And let's go. I'm going to go over and total up my halftime stats here. Navarre with 250 yards, 54 yards of offense, so 132 in the first quarter, 122 in the second. Crestview with 65 yards, 168 for the game, so that gives them 103 in the second, 65 in the first. Your scoring plays at 8:35, a 17-yard pass from Jason Deal to Trent Hall. Raiders on the board, and Penn makes it 7-0 with the extra point. At 3:50, a 23-yard run from Rivera. Penn with his second extra point of the night. Raiders would stretch it out to 21 at 8:26 of the second quarter on a 3-yard run by Rivera, his second on the night, 12th on the season, and his 11th rushing touchdown on the season. 72 points on the season for Jaden Rivera. And then the Bulldogs answer right back on a 70-yard run by Marquise McCoy. You love watching that young man run, don't you, Bob?
I do. Dual threat quarterback. You almost wish he had a little bit more weapons around him. A running back. Crestview just had a plethora of running backs over the years to complement their quarterback, and Coach Hatton's gonna had to change things up just a little bit this year when you have a younger team, when you have a thin team.
Oh, just to get some clarification, when I said I was loud earlier, she meant I was loud during the Bears game. That's what. Not that I was loud here. So, producer's right on top of it. She's always on top of it. Riz Posey checking in tonight. Thanks for the broadcast, Bill. Enjoying watching our Raiders at home with Pam. Let's go Raiders. Jason Garner, Doc checking in. Yep, got it up on the big screen. Just go to, so being on YouTube.
Great to have them.
Thank you very much. As they bring us our drinks, what do you want, purple or red?
You're the boss.
No, you take.
Thank you.
I'll use the purple. They take your orders while you're doing a game. And we could have ordered food, but I wasn't hungry. I'll get some food on the way home.
And you didn't think about me. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that.
Well, if you would have showed up on time.
Ooh.
Just kidding.
You know where I parked?
You know where I parked? Right there. Right there.
Shut you. I parked yonder, as they say in the South.
Let's go Raiders from Pack 104. That's our good friend Tim King checking in. Tim checks into every show and every football game on IrishBillSports.com. Usually he helps us out on the camera as well, but unfortunately with COVID going on, he's not able to make it out to the stadium. So he's at home cheering the Raiders on from home.
You know what Tim would say to you right now, right?
What would he say?
He'd say, Bill, what's the cheer for Alabama?
Nice try there. You guys are never going to make me say that.
Roll Tide.
Nope. Well, we got a great game coming up Saturday night. Number 1, Clemson going on the road to take on Notre Dame minus Trevor Lawrence.
Can I change my pick?
You can. The game has not been played yet.
Game has not been played yet.
You're going to switch from Clemson to Notre Dame?
I am.
Let me get the pen out. Of course, you always bring a pen.
A teacher is always prepared except for last night.
21-7 at the half here. Navarre out on top. Nice first half for Jaden Rivera, 123 yards on 15 carries. The passing game, Jason Deal, 3 of 4 for 50 yards and a score. Zach Marquise, 5 of 11 for 57 yards. So the Raiders with 107 through the air, 147 on the ground.
Pretty balanced.
The Bulldogs with 51 yards passing, 117 on the ground, 118 yards on 11 carries for Marquise. What's up, brother? The GOAT checking in, doing the PA tonight. That's not. It sounds a lot like you. He's checking in tonight. The GOAT, as you can let him get on here for a second.
I'll just step over here. What's going on, guys?
What's up, Mr. Fantasy?
Hey, man, I got all kinds of names, a man of many hats in my life, that's for sure.
I love watching this McCoy kid play.
He's the best athlete on the field.
Most definitely.
But the problem is he has no help.
I just love when he split the middle right there. He's gone.
I was sitting on the Navarre side of it with a buddy of mine whose son plays number 70. His last name is Lucas.
Lucas Marvel.
Yes, Lucas Marvel. Him and his dad used to work together, and so I come up here to watch Crestview play and watch his boy play. But I tried to tell him, I said, listen, the Marquise is the fastest kid on the field regardless.
And if his receivers would have caught a couple of those balls, it might be a different story right now.
It is. It's a down year for Crestview. They've lost so much in the last. When 2 years ago, when the 2019 class graduated, and then 18-19 class, and then this year the
Voisin brothers,
right, and then last year they lost all their defensive line from last year's team. They've lost a ton of talent the last couple of years. But according to Hatton, I've talked to him a couple times, talked to the offensive line coach / offensive coordinator Thomas Grant. They're really, really excited about the freshman group and the sophomore group they had. The thing about Crestview, which is crazy, since Hatton's been, I think this is his 7th year at Crestview, he's lost 0 games on the freshman level.
Wow.
Well, that's because you come here to spread offense. They can't defend that as freshmen. It's hard to defend that as a freshman.
Most definitely.
But he's excited about that freshman in the sophomore class. I think what Crestview's biggest problem is they got to have a quarterback because Marquise can only do so much.
Right.
I look for in the second half for Crestview to come out, and the read option seems to be working. Just stay with the read option until you can't stick with it no more. You know what I mean? But Navarre's definitely the more talented and definitely looks like the more prepared team to play tonight.
Most definitely, but I always love coming up here and doing games. Last time, you remember the Lightning game
Yes.
I think that's about 6 or 7 years ago.
Yes.
Navarre was pretty much dominating that game. Third quarter, about 5 minutes in, off to the distance of the far end zone to our left, lightning just started popping, and that was the end of the game.
Yep. It's the Crestview Niceville game, I think, become a little bit more of a rivalry in the last couple years. A couple years ago, we went over there up 28-0 at halftime, ended up blowing that lead and losing in overtime. I think it was 41-35 was the final in overtime. But then Crestview came back in the regional final and ended up winning by 28 in that game. So, but I think it kind of stirred. And then last year, Crestview came over, gets blown out by Navarre, but they make the playoffs, and Navarre didn't. And,
Speaking of a couple of players from that 17, 18, 19 team, the Voisin brothers, they're going to go face Coastal Carolina this weekend, number 15.
I was talking to their dad. I saw their dad today, as a matter of fact. We worked out together. We were chit-chatting, and early in the week I had sent a text saying, hey, man, I hope the boys play well, but they got their hands full this weekend.
Oh, that they do.
Because if you hadn't seen Coastal Carolina play, they're a lot of fun to watch.
And they moved up. They've only been in FBS for a couple of years.
That quarterback they got's really good, though. He's very confident.
They lost their coach last year who moved up to Missouri, and now they got another guy that just stepped right in and is keeping the ball rolling.
They're really fun to watch. They really
and a great area to go to school at, Myrtle Beach area.
Yeah,
really, life's tough.
Yeah, exactly.
We had a Navarre player that played there a few years ago, Christian Gill. I don't know if you remember Christian, but he played a couple of years up there at Coastal Carolina when they were still an FCS team.
Okay.
And,
I said they're doing well. And I'm telling you right now, I was talking earlier on the radio, I Talk SEC, and the GOAT called his upset of the week. Two of them. Watch Liberty against Virginia Tech, and
I took Liberty
because I'm telling you, man, that quarterback they got up there, he's a kid that Hugh Freeze beat Auburn out for. Now we're talking about a kid that was going to go to Auburn and decided to go to Liberty instead, and he is just tearing it up. They're beating everybody by double digits.
But they got to go to Blacksburg this weekend.
They've already beat Southern Miss and they beat Syracuse. They played this top team. I mean, I'm not saying top. I'm saying D1 talent. You know what I mean?
One of the best pregame traditions at Virginia Tech.
With COVID, it's not going to happen to be the same. You know what I'm saying?
I love that when they do that. Hell's bells.
The GOAT's taking Arizona State over USC this weekend.
I did it. We did as well.
I think that. And I told Scott this on the radio. The GOAT believes that was Herm Edwards. Is Herm Edwards the coach?
I love Herm Edwards.
He's when he got hired there, GOAT was one of them. He was like, what in the heck is they thinking? You know what I mean?
Well, look at that coaching staff he brought in too.
And then he's kind of a CEO of the whole thing. You know, but he's got a really good quarterback coming back who was a freshman last year that played lights out. Yeah. I got them going into USC and winning that game. So,
and just for proof, we got our picks that we did last night on our show. Actually, I took USC. Bob took Arizona State.
So, I see them winning that game. And then
another, I think it's going to be a very competitive game, West Virginia at Texas.
Yeah, West Virginia's kind of Jekyll and Hyde, and Texas is the exact opposite. Whatever one is, the other one's opposite of. You know what I mean? One week Texas looks good, the next week they don't. West Virginia's kind of a new coach still, second year in the program. He was at Troy, doing a good job up there, but I think Texas may end up winning that one, being it's at Texas, and they seem to be playing pretty good right now. So.
Here's a stat I'm going to throw at you. Indiana 2-0, Purdue 2-0, Northwestern 2-0. I don't believe that has ever happened before.
The GOAT loves the coach at Northwestern.
Yeah.
The guy gets
Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald.
He gets everything out of his players.
He does.
He really does. He gets everything out of them.
So
in Indiana, they play
Michigan. They're hosting Michigan this week,
and they're playing well. I think they beat Penn State on a call that could have went either way. It wasn't enough evidence to overturn the call on the 2-point conversion.
They finally got a quarterback there in the Penix kid out of the Tampa area, and they haven't had a great quarterback there since Antoine Randall L.
Yep. He played receiver for the Steelers is what he did.
Most definitely. And they had another receiver there in Pittsburgh that also played quarterback at Georgia.
Yep. Hines Ward.
Hines Ward.
And as far as Georgia's game, the GOAT likes to talk a lot of crap, as we all know. But when it comes to his teams, he's very subdued to that level because you start talking crap and you can't back it up when your team loses. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't pick it. The GOAT doesn't pick his
I
team to
noticed
win.
that, and that's not a bad trait to have.
You know, he wants them to win, and he's confident they have a chance to win. But you start going there. I just feel like it's a what do you call it? Like a psychological thing for the GOAT. You know, like if I say, "Oh, we're going to win this game," even when we play Vanderbilt, the GOAT never says Gators going to win this game. He just says we're going to go out and play the best we can play and hope we win this game. But I think Florida's got a chance. Georgia's.
We got two really big games coming up this weekend. Notre Dame hosting Clemson without Trevor Lawrence.
I think Notre Dame wins. That's why I think they win the game. I think
and they're missing one of their top defensive players as well.
If Trevor Lawrence plays that game, I think it's a different story because I don't think that Notre Dame's defense will be able to hold.
And how do you really pronounce that quarterback's name?
Oh, it's hold on. It's
I've heard like umpteen different pronunciations. It's like Layla.
It's yeah, it's something hard. But he's going to be really good. He grew up in the second half of that game last
But that's
week.
easier to pronounce than their other quarterback. It was like Famachan or something like that. It's real long.
Right. Well, listen, that kid grew up in the second half last week against Boston College.
He did.
He really did. He's going to be a star down the road. But I just think Notre Dame, I think they can control the game with the running game. They found two running backs that are really good.
Speed.
The quarterback's a hit and miss kind of kid, you know.
If Notre Dame actually had a quarterback, a elite quarterback, this team would be up there.
Right.
But they haven't had an elite quarterback at Notre Dame in quite a while.
I look for, I said the GOAT looks for Notre Dame to win that game. He really does. I think because Lawrence is a difference. If Lawrence is there, I think it's probably a two-score game by Clemson because he's just so good with the ball. He knows where to put it, how to, who's going to be open. And then also that leaves ETN, because you got Lawrence in there. You worry about that, and he gets him more.
Who would be starting in the NFL right now if he wins?
Yeah, it's crazy,
What a talent he is. I love watching it. How that guy got out of Louisiana, I will never know.
Talk about how fast. Talk about fast.
Yes.
He gets a step, he's gone. Sure.
And he's got a younger brother, that I believe, that's coming up as well. And
he does. I think he's going to Clemson, too.
Is he going to Clemson as well?
I think he's going
and I've heard rumors of late that they were talking about the Manning kid, the Arch Manning kid over at Isidore in Louisiana, that if he were to name four choices right now for where to go, LSU's one of them. Ole Miss, of course.
Yes, Dad.
Duke, because of
Colquitt. That's where he coached his uncle.
And Clemson.
Wow, no Tennessee, huh?
No Tennessee, no Alabama in there.
Well, Alabama, he would never go to Alabama. I'll tell you that right now.
No.
I honestly believe he ends up at Ole Miss.
I do too.
Just because his dad went there, his granddad went there, his uncle went there.
Well, that's the matter of Kiffin's still there when Arch comes into the college football.
I don't see Kiffin going nowhere for a while.
No. But I think it's a great fit there at Ole Miss for him. And I like the Pirate over at Mississippi State, too. It's going to take him a little time to get things settled in there.
What he's got to do, though, is he's got to understand he's now in the SEC, and you have to have a defense to play in the SEC, or you're not going to be able to outscore everybody. You know what I mean? But his offense, they play Vanderbilt tomorrow. And what's crazy to me is they're a 19-point favorite over Vanderbilt.
And they can't hardly even find the end zone.
Neither team.
Especially after that LSU game.
Yeah.
Their offense looked like went south for the winter.
Backed it up and went home, that's for sure.
Well, we're getting ready for second half action. I love you coming on here at the half here, Goat. And we got a big weekend coming up, the Southern Gentleman Sports Show, but I'll let you get parting words.
Tomorrow night, the Goat and Trey, who works, Trey at the station, are doing I'm doing the play-by-play, and he's doing the color for the Fort Walton Beach Vikings.
And they're hosting McCullough tomorrow night.
Yep.
I'm free tomorrow night. Bob, what are you doing? The producer will probably not let you get out of the house 3 nights in a row. You're a bachelor. You want to go to the Fort Walton Beach McCullough game tomorrow night?
You can listen to 94.1.
And we might sneak up in at the half and come.
Yeah, come over and see us. I said Trey's asked me to do
Trey doing the play-by-play.
I'm doing the play-by-play.
Excellent.
I'm doing the play-by-play.
A year ago today, he was doing the play-by-play.
Yep,
he was.
Yep.
I was up north. God, what a cold day. That was a dreary day.
Your boy, right? Watching
your
boy
was.
Play?
They had 40 degrees and rain, and the field was underwater. It was one of the worst fields that I've ever seen. And the whole center of the field from the goal line to the other goal line was underwater. And when he had to kick, kickoffs, he fell flat on his
Right, every time. Right?
Every time. And they ended up losing on a last-second field goal.
Of all things.
15-13. their only conference loss last year before they went on and won the SIAC Conference back-to-back seasons. But we were cold. We were so happy to get back into the hotel and take a hot shower.
You get your clothes off. And speaking of rain, though, it's supposed to rain for the Florida-Georgia game, which I think gives Georgia an edge because they run the ball well.
But the next day, we're looking to fly back. We're flying standby because my daughter works out the airport in Pensacola. We couldn't get on a flight. So we had to rent a car and drive back from Dayton, Ohio. Woo! 11.5-hour drive on Sunday. And we left about 2:30 in the afternoon, got in about 1 o'clock Monday morning.
That's terrible.
It was. Crestview getting ready to kick off here. Van with the ball.
Yeah, it went 10.
It looked like it went 10. That was kind of awkward, but it worked. Did it work?
I don't know. Who's got the ball?
Looks like number 40 for the Raiders is going to come up with
they
it.
Come up with it, yep.
It looked like the kicker was all over it for a second there.
Well, I'm going to let your partner get back to doing his job.
Well, thanks for coming on at the half.
I appreciate
Goat,
it.
Always a pleasure having you on.
Slim.
And to finish up, the GOAT has spoken.
There you go.
Take care, buddy.
And I picked Florida.
Well, appreciate that. If it rains, I'm afraid it's going to be a different situation.
Trask will be too much for him.
Raiders going to have great field position at the 49. This is where they started the first half at.
Yeah, the ball.
But going the other direction.
The kicker was all over it. It took a bounce backwards.
That was I have never seen an onside kick like that.
Doink.
First and 10 for the Raiders from the 49. Hall goes in motion from right to left. We're just underway here in the second quarter. Rivera running hard inside the 45 down to the 44-yard line. Give him 8 yards and a 2nd and 2 for Navarre as we start the second half.
Well, the Raiders took advantage in the first half of a short punt, and I think that was their first touchdown or second touchdown. So let's see if Navarre can take advantage of the onside kick.
They're going to give him 7. It's going to be 2nd and 3. Just underway in the second half. 21-7 Navarre here on IrishBillSports.com. It's going to be Rivera off left tackle, back up the middle, and a Raider first down inside the 40 as he runs behind right guard Preston Brewer down to the 37. And it's going to be another 7-yard gain for Rivera and another Raider first down.
Oh, the GOAT is just all over football. He knows his football.
He's fun. He's a fun guy to be around.
Former professional wrestler.
First and 10 Raiders at the Crestview 37. Just underway here in the second half. Rivera with another carry here. He's going to slip in the backfield. He's going to fall forward for 1 yard. Bring up 2nd and 9 on his 18th carry of the night for 138 yards.
Yeah, that middle of the field pretty chewed up, and second or third time he's
running behind that line affectionately known as the Big Bubbas. Dawson Higginbotham at center. Brewer and Feliciano are your guards. Your tackles are Melendez and Columbine. Richardson in the H-back's position as he goes in motion from left to right. 2nd and 9 Raiders. It's going to be a handoff to Rivera. He's going to get to the outside and use his speed, but it's going to be a nice tackle by the safety coming up, and it's going to knock him down at the 33. Give him, let's call it 4 yards. It's going to be 3rd and a long 5 for the Raiders.
This is where early in the game, in the first half, Raiders used that screen pass very well.
3rd and a long 5 for Navarre as we're just underway here in the second half, 21-7. Navarre out on top. They put 14 up in the first quarter, 7 in the second, and the Bulldogs matched the 7 in the second. That's where we stand right now here in the third. Marquis back to pass. There's going to be a flag. I don't know if we had movement or if we had someone off sides on the defensive side. It's going to be procedure against Navarre. They'll bracket up and be 3rd and 10 for Navarre. Their first penalty of the second half, only their second of the game. And they'll bring up 3rd and 10 from the 38. Actually, they're going to call it 3rd and 11.
Definitely changes the play call for Navarre.
Twins to the top of the screen, RO to the near side. And we're going to have timeout Crestview.
Wow.
Late player substitution there. And instead of taking the penalty and give the Raiders a 5 yards and make it 3rd and 6, they called timeout. Once again, we want to thank everybody out there in our viewing audience on this beautiful Thursday night here in the Panhandle of Florida. Seminole Bob, my color analyst all season for the last couple of years. Joe Settle on the camera. Thanks, Joe, again. And Irish Bill with the play-by-play here as Navarre winds up and Crestview winds up their regular seasons here tonight, November 5th, 2020. 3rd and 11 for the Raiders. Arnold's going to come to the near side. Hull and Perea to the top of the screen. Mitchell joining Arnold here on the near side. Rivera, the lone back to the right of Zach Marquise. 3rd and 11 for the Raiders. 9:29 on the clock here in the 3rd. Good pressure up front. They're going to run a screen play to Rivera. He's going to get inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line. He's going to pick up down to the 34, so give him, let's see where they're going to spot the ball. It's going to be about a 5-yard gain on the reception to Rivera out of the backfield. And the Raiders going to go for it on 4th down once again, 4th and 8. For the Raiders. Marquis going to take off and run. He's going to have he's going to come up short. He had open field. He had green pastures in his way, but I think he's going to come up a yard short. It's going to be a 7-yard run for Marquis, but the Bulldogs will take over on downs.
Yep. Just couldn't reach it.
Little shoestring tackle, and he goes down about a yard short. Little bit out of field goal range there.
Yeah, although that might have been interesting.
8:28 on the clock here in the 3rd. 21-7 Navarre. Irish Bill, Joe Settle, and Seminole Bob on the call tonight here from Jack Foster Stadium.
Now, in high school, a field goal that's no good, does it go back to the spot?
No, it goes to the 20.
Yeah.
Marquis going to get to the outside, and he's going to try and cut back, but not today. Bailey Houston says, "You can't come through me." But it's going to be a gain out to the 38. Actually spotted at the 37. Give Marquis 7 yards on the carry, so it'll be 2nd and 3. Twins to the near side. Double tight end set. It's going to be handoff. Met in the backfield. None other than Grady Kelly with the tackle for loss.
Oof. That tailback play out of the eye just has not worked tonight. Navarre's getting great penetration.
He's going to lose 3 yards on that carry. And it's going to bring up 3rd and a short 5 from the 35. Clock running inside of 7:20 here in this 3rd quarter. 21-7 Navarre. McCoy in the shotgun. He's going to try and take off and run. He's going to be slippery, and he's going to evade a couple of Raider tacklers out over the 40 to the 43 for a Bulldog first down.
Yeah, he's a special talent.
They're going to spot the ball at the 43, an 8-yard gain and a Bulldog first down.
Now, Crestview hosts whom in the first round?
Niceville. Next Friday night right here at Jack Foster Stadium.
And that's a play-in game.
A play-in game for the number 3 team in Class 7A.
Who's had a running clock for each of their games.
They play at Pace tomorrow night, and I think they'll keep that running clock going. It's going to be a short arm pass as he tried to find space out here on the near side. 4 of 15 passing for McCoy on the night for 51 yards. 3 of those to Jacob Arnold for 24 yards. One to Braxton for the other 27. 2nd and 10, Bulldogs from their 43. 6:31 on the clock. Here in the third, 21-7 Navarre.
Oh.
And a big hit there coming up from his safety position, Jaden Jones, as they tried to find Robert Cruz across the middle. And he was cruising for a bruising.
Cruising for a bruising, huh?
Cruising for a bruising. It's going to fall incomplete. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10.
But Jaden is just so talented. He would be one of those that going into college would be probably listed as an athlete.
Packers 14 and 49ers 3.
He could do so many different things. We saw him run the ball for a 2-point conversion. He plays defensive back.
Can play quarterback.
Yeah, he's played quarterback.
3rd and 10. And we're going to have timeout for the Bulldogs. Either that or we're going to have water break. Nope, it's going to be timeout Crestview. They're second of the third quarter already, Bob.
Yeah, I just see a lot of indecision on the sidelines with the Crestview coaches. Just not sure sometimes of what to do. The right doesn't know what the left is. And when you've got a depleted team because of quarantine, because of injury, because of transfers out, because of COVID itself, and you look at Navarre, holy cow, Navarre may have twice as many players as they are, so their players are going to be, fresher. As you mentioned, the Baby Raiders and the JV also finished undefeated.
6-0 for the first time.
They're done with their season. And their reward is, perhaps some playing time tonight.
We'll see, but if the way it's looking right now, Crestview staying in this game, only down 14 here in the third, 21-7. McCoy, 3rd and 10. Trips to the near side, twins to the top of the screen. McCoy back to fast. He's feeling pressure. He's got room to run, but he's chased down Grady Kelly with the forced fumble as he hits him from behind after a 2-yard gain. And it's going to be Raider football.
Yeah, forced fumble. We talked about it earlier, how he carries the ball very loosely.
And there's a tackle for loss. Actually, not a tackle for loss, but a forced fumble for Kelly. And the Raiders got to have great field position here on the first turnover of the night by either team.
Definitely, again, great field position for the Raiders inside Crestview territory. Need to take advantage of this.
He had escaped Grady the first time, but Grady ran him down after a 2-yard gain and forced the fumble. Raiders 1st and 10 at the Bulldog 44-yard line. Marquise in there now. Got a receiver down here on the far sideline. Jabari Mitchell with a great catch inside the 20, all the way down to the 17-yard line. A gain of 27 to Mitchell. And the Raiders are in business here. And we go to a water break. The Raiders will have a 1st and 10 at the Bulldogs 17.
Threw across his body to the right. Just an athletic play both ways, both the throw and the catch. And, Jabari making catches. We saw him on the jump over there. Early in the season, he was dropping some. The more reps you get, the more confident the quarterback has in throwing. Arno, I don't know if Arno's caught a pass in this game, but another weapon.
Not yet.
Another weapon for Navarre. And,
most definitely. And everybody out there tonight, let us know where you're at, where you're watching from. Hit us on the text line at 850-549-8387 or on YouTube Live chat. Let us know who you are and where you're watching the game tonight, and we'll give you a shout-out on the air here. Zach Marquise brings the Raiders back out. It'll be 1st and 10 Navarre at the Crestview 17-yard line, trying to take advantage of the turnover. It's going to be handoff to Rivera behind the left side of that Raider Big Bubba line. And he's going to get down inside the 15, down to the 13, a gain of 4.
You know, he doesn't run straight on. He's just so quick, jab step, boom, extra yardage.
2nd and 6 for Navarre at the Bulldog 14-yard line. Marquise in at quarterback for the Raiders. Rivera to his left. Marquise looking to pass. A pat to Trent Hall in the end zone, his second touchdown of the night. And the Raiders are back on the board. A 14-yard strike from Zach Marquise to Trent Hall. And it's 27-7 Navarre.
Just a little corner route in the end zone. Beautiful pass.
Nice, and the Raiders take advantage of the turnover. And the Raiders back on the board. Penton out there to attempt the extra point at the 5:24 mark. And as a botched snap, there is a flag on the play. It's going to be a chop block. Or blocking below the knees is the call. So the score will remain 27-7.
That's reminiscent of last week. We had a
blocked.
Yeah, a blocked extra point, this one was a snap that was a little high. Hopefully it won't come back to haunt the Raiders. But a heads-up play there. Try to make
Kyle Chambers, backup quarterback, third string.
Try to make something out of it.
It's nice. That's why you always put the good hands guy down there as your holder, because you never know when things like that are going to happen. It would have been negated anyways because of the penalty. But the Raiders will be kicking off from the 40, the 27-7 lead with 5:24 to go here in the third quarter.
Who was Brady's holder? Was it? Sometimes they have the punter do that.
Actually, at Sage Chambers was his holder for the majority of Brady's varsity time.
A quarterback, and in college, was it a quarterback or sometimes?
Yeah, he's quarterback. Sage, you remember Sage?
Yeah.
Quarterback at Navarre for 3 years. Penton with the kickoff, toe on leather. It's a high end-over-end kick. It's going to come down at the 9. Marquise is going to be brought down. A nice special teams play there by Nate Herring. I believe that's Nate, number 50, or is that 51? That's actually 51. That is Kamal Rustum.
Nice play there. Came flying in. And once again, Crestview in tough field position.
And that's a slippery when wet return guy there. That's Marquise McCoy, probably the fastest guy on this field. That's not a stretch, is it?
I don't know. I'd like to see him and Marquise and Jaden Jones in a sprint.
It's going to be 1st and 10 Bulldogs from their own, let's call it the 13-yard line. Marquise going to get out of bounds. He's got some room. Nice heads-up play I'll live to see another play. It's going to be a gain out to the 27-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 14. 149 yards on the night for McCoy, and another Bulldog first down. 5th of the ball game, second here in the second half. 27-7 Navarre over Crestview. Twin receivers to the top, single receiver to the bottom. It's a run up the gut. Devin Wright meets him right as he crosses the line of scrimmage. And a host of other Raiders right there to finish up, but Devin Wright with the initial hit.
He and the quarterback from Niceville, Wainwright.
Wainwright, what a season both these young men are having. That was Braxton with the carry, a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 for the Bulldogs from the 29. 4:35 on the clock. McCoy throwing the long ball down here on the far sideline, but he overthrows his intended receiver, and it falls harmlessly to the ground. We'll bring up 3rd and 9.
They have speed.
but very young.
Yeah.
Marlon Courtney checking in, tuned it from UWF. Also, good to cameraman zoom out so we can see. We'll try and get to that. Thanks, Marlon. Tim Lawson checking in, watching from Warrior, Alabama. My high school friend Hugh Schwan listening from Schwan Gully, Mississippi.
Oh, another state.
3rd and 9 for the Bulldogs. And off the hands of Corey Seiler. And it's going to fall incomplete. It'll bring up 4th and 9.
He was wide open there. Straight pass. I mean, no play fake. Just
4th and 9, back to punt. Brady Van. Moving day. Oh, Grady Kelly almost with the block there.
May have got a piece of it.
That's going to go out of bounds at the Raider 43. Great field position for the Raiders and trying to expand on this 27-7 lead. Fourth punt of the night for Crestview. Go ahead and talk a bit, Bob. I'm going to put my long sleeve back on here. Is it starting to cool off a little bit?
I had to put my jacket on. It very cool night here in Crestview, the county seat of Okaloosa. 1st and 10 for Navarre. Handoff inside. Looks like Jaden Rivera.
Raiders starting out at their 43. Rivera's going to get out, it looks like, about the 46. A gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Deal in at quarterback as Navarre employs rotating quarterbacks. You've heard of dual pianos. We have dual quarterbacks.
Rivera off the right side this time. He's going to get out the 50, but I think we're going to have a holding penalty here as the white hat shows off his arm strength there. Holding against Navarre, only their third penalty of the night. First here in the second half.
I never could understand that, how white hat can see a hold on that far away, but
and he's not wearing any glasses either.
maybe he ate his carrots. I say that because we had one, Emerald Coast had one in their game against Freeport, and the white hat must have had a weight on it because it sailed at least 25, 30 yards.
And that is from the point of the penalty, so mark it back to the 38-yard line. The Raiders need to get down to the 47 of Crestview for the first down. It has knocked down at the line of scrimmage.
Could have been intercepted.
It's going to bring up 2nd and long for the Raiders. Or 3rd and long? 3rd and long. 3rd and 15. Let's go 3rd and the long 15.
2nd.
They had a carry on the first down.
Yeah, 3rd down.
Jason Deal in at quarterback. We're going to have offsides against Crestview, so they're going to give Navarre 5 yards back. Pretty penalty-free night. 5 penalties against Crestview, 3 against Navarre.
Pretty clean.
This is going to be a 3rd and 10. Back to the line of scrimmage at the 43 for the Raiders. Arno and Mitchell to the near side. Hall to the far side. New back in the backfield is Rustum. As he's trying to find Rustum out of the backfield, it's going to fall incomplete. It'll bring up 4th and 10.
Yeah, put a little heat on that ball.
A little mustard, a little ketchup.
A little ketchup.
A little relish.
A little condiment day.
Relish the thought.
Relish the thought. Spicy mustard, thank you.
Penton in for the second time, as the last one was a fake.
Yep.
I'm sure the Raiders at 4th and 10 will not go for a fake here. But I have been deceived before. Another high snap. Benton gets it away.
Nice roll.
And it's going to get a great roll inside the 20, all the way inside the 10, down to the 7. What a great athletic move by Benton to even track that one down. Then he turns around from the 43 and puts it down at the 7. So that's a 50-yard punt.
Reminds me of one of my drives one time at Fort Walton Municipal.
50 yards?
No, nice guy. Nice guy. Yeah, that was good. No, I hit it, shank right, hit a cart path, and rolled down the cart path 295 yards.
The longest drive I ever seen, I was playing with my brother-in-law, Brad. We were up in Portage, Wisconsin, and playing up off the Milwaukee River. And it was a par 4, 405 yards, and he put it 4 yards short of the green.
Jeez.
We had about a 15-mile-an-hour wind at our back, but still, 395-yard drive.
I just rolled it on the concrete.
It's going to be handoff off right tackle for Crestview as they start from their 7-yard line. Looks like he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Not much on the ground for the Bulldogs tonight.
Not out of the eye there. It's just Navarre's just getting great penetration up front, starting to wear down that offensive line for Crestview. 27-7 Navarre.
Marquise, well, he got ran down by Devin Wright out at the 15-yard line as Wright came from the left side of the field. And he slid kind of awkwardly there. And Wright's still on he's getting up.
No, that's
actually Jaden Jones that ran him down. But it's going to be a gain out to the 15. Give him 8 yards, and it's going to bring up 3rd and a short 2.
It's like a hamstring.
157 yards on the ground on 16 carries for McCoy. The big one, the 70-yard touchdown run in the second quarter. But another big night. For Marquise McCoy, the real McCoy. They give him 6. It's actually 3rd and 4. They're going to send trips to the top of the screen, twins to the bottom. And they're going to hit the receiver for a first down. Bulldogs out over the 20, out to about the 26-yard line. That pass completed to Jacob Arnold once again. Out to the 27-yard line.
Bulldogs go hurry up here.
A gain of 10.
Smart play. They went right at where Jaden Jones' replacement had come in.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from the 27. 1:43 on the clock. Ball tipped at the line of scrimmage. And incomplete.
3rd one of the night, I believe, has been batted.
I think that was Grady Kelly again, or Lemmy Wilson, one of the two.
I don't know how big the quarterback is, but he's certainly not 6 foot. And sometimes those quarterbacks that are not tall have to sidearm the throw.
2nd and 10 for Crestview from their 27. McCoy back to pass. And he's going to break one tackle. A nice run after the catch by Jeremiah Spates. And another Bulldog first down out to the 41, a gain of 14.
Nice job. Caught Navarre in a blitz. The slant was there. Well-designed play. Don't know if he had checked off. But when the linebacker went on the corner went up.
It's going to be another pass, and McCoy is starting to fill his oats here.
Yep.
From the 41 into Raider territory down to the 47. A gain of 12.
The RPO really keeps the linebackers honest. Oh, almost batted down there by the linebacker, but a catch is made by the wideout.
He's going to lose a couple of yards on the catch. Trying to play catch up here.
Relish the thought.
Going to throw a quick out.
That's a lateral. Well, somebody make
looked
a
like
call.
it may have been just a step. Third and 13 coming up for the Bulldogs right at the midfield stripe. 21 seconds on the clock here in the third quarter. 27-7 Navarre. McCoy in the shotgun, trips to the far side, twins to the near side. McCoy back to pass. He's feeling pressured by Grady Kelly, and he is going down. Back to the 45. A sack for either Grady Kelly or Nate Herring, one or the other.
Could be half a sack there.
It's going to be a loss of 5.
Did we pick the Virginia-Louisville game?
We did not.
That's been postponed. COVID breakout amongst the Louisville team.
We're going to have fourth, and that will be the last play of the third quarter. Let's take a quick commercial break. At the end of 3 from Jack Foster Stadium, Navarre 27, Crestview 7 on IrishBillSports.com.
University Lending Group, located in Harvest Village, is Navarre's local mortgage lender. If buying, selling, or building a dream home is in your future, you need to contact University Lending Group. Jennifer Gomes and Stacy Wright are the loan specialists who have the experience to take you step by step to make your buying, building, or selling experience smooth. See University at 752 Navarre Parkway, Suite 56, or call 850-396-0322.
And we're ready to go here in the fourth quarter, 27-7 Navarre. Irish Bill, play-by-play. Seminole Bob with the color analyst material tonight. And our good friend Joe Settle on the camera, bringing you all the live action here at Jack Foster Stadium on this beautiful Thursday night in the Panhandle of Florida.
Feels like fall.
It does.
Miami Northwestern defeats Palmetto 17-7. With their second win of the season. Ed White came back and beat number 1 Bishop Kenny 34-31.
And Crestview keeping the offense on the field, trailing by 20 here as we start the fourth quarter, 27-7. It's going to be fourth, and they need to get down to the 38. And just over the outstretched hands of Trey Braxton out of the backfield. And then the Raiders going to take over in great field position on the incompleted pass to start the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Coach Hatton really frustrated. Had a bunch of drops tonight.
8 of 24 on the night for 71, actually 85 yards. And the Raiders will take over at the Crestview 45, 11:56 on the clock here in the fourth. Raiders will have an off week, and they'll host the winner of Buchholz and Creekside 2 weeks from tomorrow night. Quick hitter across the middle. Jabari Mitchell breaks. Nope. But it's going to be a Raider first down inside the 30, down to the 29. Thought he was going to break it there for a second, Bob. And a big night for Jabari Mitchell catching the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Had only 1 or 2 opportunities to receive kickoffs, run kickoffs, showing himself on offense.
It's going to be Mitchell. He's going to bounce to the outside, but there's no bounce in that step. And he's down with a 1 yard loss. 2nd and 11, Navarre.
I think that was, that was Mitchell.
That's on his 22nd carry. That is the first time that he has lost yardage on the night.
Yeah, the timing play on the handoff. Of quarterback may have bobbled the snap.
2nd and 11 for Navarre. Marquise back to pass. He's feeling pressure. He's going to take off and run, still on his feet. He's going to get inside the 20, actually right down to the 20, but there is a flag in the Raider backfield holding Navarre. And what a great run by Zach Marquise there.
Mm-hmm.
A gain of about 8, but it's all negated by the holding penalty. And I'll bring up 2nd and long for the Raiders. Wearing their white jerseys tonight, maroon numbers, onyx-colored pants, black helmet. Targeting against the Raiders. So it's going to be a 15-yard penalty.
I don't see that call very much on offense.
Only the 4th penalty of the night for Navarre. Let's see, 15 yards in the first half, 25 in the second, so 40 yards on 4 penalties. And the Raiders need to get down to the 19-yard line. Marquis going to step up in the pocket. He's going to take off and run. And he's got a lot of yardage. He's going to slide down right about the 25. And they were back to the 47, so it's going to be a 22-yard scamper for Zach Marquise.
Nice run there. Good vision.
33 yards on 3 carries for Zach. That's a big gain because the Raiders needed a lot. Down to the 19 is where they need to go for first down. It's 3rd and 7 for Navarre at the Crestview 25. Marquise throwing one down the middle.
That's got to be interference.
And no flag coming up. It's going to fall incomplete. I'll bring out 4th down for the Raiders once again.
A.J. Arno with the intended target.
4th and 7. Maybe we see Preston Penton come out here for a long field goal attempt. The ball at the 24. Back it up 7-31, a 41-yard attempt. Made it from 48 earlier in the season a couple of weeks ago. This one from 40, let's call it 42. Penton right up the middle. It is long enough. And it is good from 42 yards.
Wow.
Penton puts it through the uprights to stretch the lead out to 30-7 as he hits it from 42. They had plenty of leg on that one, Bob.
Sure did.
At the 9:33 mark, the Raiders back on the board. Thank you very much, Preston Penton.
Last week, Scambia, hit 5 field goals against?
Right here, 5 for 6, along of 45. A good night for the kicker.
Yeah, and it shows perhaps either Scambia slowed down or, the defense of Crestview stiffened up.
3rd field goal on the season for Penton, 3 of 6 on the season. What score we got over there in that Packer game there, Bob? Well, let me tell you.
I want to tell you.
21-3 Packers.
Go Pack.
Just started the second half. No, the producer is happy at home.
My parents spent some time in Madison.
The mama producer. 9:33 as Penn puts toe on leather. And that's going to take a bounce down to the 9. Actually right at the 10. Marquise with the return.
Ooh.
And that's going to be Chase Richardson with the special teams tackle. That's not Marquise. That is actual Cecil Purdue on the return. Nice return there by Purdue. Puts the Bulldogs in great field position at their own 43 with 9:20 on the clock. 30-7 Navarre. The Raiders looking to go 6-0 in the regular season. and get ready for the playoffs in a couple of weeks. Crestview will host Niceville next Friday night right here at Jack Foster Stadium in a playing game.
New quarterback.
The lefty comes in. New quarterback in there.
Number 12.
Number 12 is Tyson Breen. And they're going to line McCoy up out at wide receiver. Not a bad idea.
Looking for somebody to make plays.
2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs from their 43 with 9:12 on the clock. They just have not been able to get that running game going other than McCoy.
Yeah.
It's going to be a loss of 2 on the run by Corey Seiler, his first carry of the night. 3rd and 12 for the Bulldogs coming up. Clock keeps ticking away, is not on their side as this game is winding down here in the 4th quarter with 8.5 minutes to go. Breen in at quarterback. Looking to pass. And he's going to be a first catch of the night for McCoy. He's going to get down to the 47-yard line. A gain right at the sticks. 11-yard pass play. And a Bulldog first down at the Raider 47-yard line. Breen looking to go deep again. And he tries to find McCoy, but it's going to fall incomplete on the great coverage down there by Deuce Ned.
I don't see Jaden Jones out there. I wonder if that hamstring tightened up.
You got Mecky Domino playing center field out there.
Yeah.
Deuce Ned at the one corner, Derek Percival at the other. Your defensive line, Grady Kelly, Lucas Marvel, Jordan Moon. Your linebacking core, Mason Mallory in there. Jaden Moon. Oh, Breen is going to put a big hit on Devin Wright. Wright gets the tackle, but Breen got the better of that one.
Yeah. It doesn't happen too often.
They're going to mark it right back at the line of scrimmage. No gain. That was a big hit by the quarterback.
Yeah.
3rd and 10.
Whistles and flags.
There was a whistle on the play.
No flags, or maybe there is. False start.
Against the Bulldogs.
I think the receiver was trying to get a head start.
Like I said, rather penalty-free game. 6 against Crestview, 4 against Navarre. The Bulldogs are back on their own side of the field now after they mark out 5. It's going to be 3rd and 15. Blake Marshburn checking in. Thanks again, Blake. Let's go Raiders. Wilmington, North Carolina in the house.
Wow. Mississippi.
We got a great following in, I think he was a former teammate of Jaden's over in North Carolina at Pine Forest High School.
Yep. 3rd
and 15. Breen's going to keep it.
Grady Kelly had him wrapped up.
That's going to be officially that's going to be a sack for Kelly.
Yep.
And it's going to bring up 4th and, let's call it 4th and 18. Fourth and 18.
He may have been trying to do that pass toward the line of scrimmage, sucking in the linebackers to throw it to McCoy.
6:28 on the clock. 30-7 Navarre. Breen back to pass. He's feeling pressure. He's going to go down. Grady Kelly with back-to-back sacks. That's going to be a loss all the way back to the 40. A loss of 7.
First down, Navarre.
Second consecutive sack for Grady Kelly.
You know, that's the game that I missed in Tallahassee. That still is a stunner. I need to go back and watch that. Grady had 7 sacks in one game.
3 in one series. Back to back to back. It went from 1st and 10 to 4th and 62. Kyle Chambers in. Evan Macon with his first carry of the night. He's going to get a 2-yard gain on the jet sweep. 2-yard gain for Macon.
Making bacon.
It's going to be 2nd and 8 for the Raiders at the Bulldog 38-yard line. Down to let's call it 5:43 on the clock here in the fourth quarter. 30-7 Navarre. Kyle Chambers in at quarterback for Navarre. It's going to be Parker Hollenbeck for his first varsity carry. And looks like he's going to lose a yard. He's going to bring up 3rd and 9. TJ Peltier coming in for Hollenbeck, I should say.
Not to be confused with Hellenbach.
Malik Dixon checking in from Virginia. We got one from Virginia.
North Carolina, Mississippi.
Jaden was his teammate, Blake Marshburn.
Yeah.
Comer in as the H-back. Chambers back to pass. He's feeling pressured out of the pocket. We're going to have another hold against the Raiders as the back up Big Bubbas are in.
Whitehat's going to hurt his arm.
They're going to decline it. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Either that or he's going to get signed by an NFL team. Whitehat throwing holding calls. You don't see that very often.
Raiders going to keep the offense on the field. Kyle Chambers at quarterback. Amir Rustum in the backfield with Chambers. And Crestview's going to call their last time out of the game. It's rather kind of cooling off here a little bit, Bob.
A little nippy. Not as nippy as it is in Buffalo, New York.
That's true.
Or in Sweden.
That's true as well. You want to know what the temperature is where Todd lives right now? I keep it up on my. He lives in Hasselholm, Sweden. 52 degrees. And we're 61 degrees right here, right now.
It feels a little cooler than 61 degrees.
But a beautiful night for football here at Jack Foster Stadium on the campus of Crestview High. They thought better about it, and Penton's going to come in to punt. His 3rd punt on the night. Both of his punts, he's had to go up high. He had to climb the ladder to bring those down. But a beautiful one, a 50-yard punt on his last one. That one's a good snap, and it's an end-over-end punt. It's going to be inside the 20. And another one. And it's going to be a touchback.
Yeah, he went into the end zone and came back.
A 40-yard punt into the end zone. And I can hear Coach Baldry saying, "What are you doing?" So Crestview will get the ball at their 20, as it will be a touchback. And that takes away an inside the 20 stat for the punter as well.
Yeah, I mean, and that's one thing Navarre has been blessed by. They've really pinned Crestview into really bad field position inside the 30, whether it be because of special team tackles or punts or what have you.
Our 3rd quarterback coming in, number 2, Jason Jones for the Bulldogs from their 20. Jones going to run. It kind of reminds me of number 6 from last week. Pretty good size.
Mm-hmm. Who was the number? Was it number 2 for the Raiders? The big quarterback, Oakland Raiders? Can't think of his name. Played in the NFL. Who that was. Signed a big contract. But yeah, he's a load. Probably 6'2", 6'3", 240.
And a nice little sidestep in there, and he's still on his feet out over the 30, still moving. The pile was still moving. He's going to get it out to the 38-yard line. A gain of 13. Another first down for the Bulldogs as we're down to 3.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. 30-7 Navarre. Jason Jones at quarterback now. He's going to hand off to his running back. And a nice move. And over the 40 to the 47-yard line.
It was the first really positive yardage from them.
It's going to be a 9-yard gain.
In a traditional, like an I set.
Other than McCoy, that is their out of a running back position. That's the longest run of the night. It's going to be a gain of 8. Do not have a number 23 on the roster. Jack Stratton. Eric Stratton. What a
nice arm.
What a gun and a great coverage back there by Austin Wright.
Almost had an interception. Kind of short-armed it like a baseball.
But it was he flung it down the field though. Wow. But it was great coverage down there by Austin Wright. Some of your friends saying, I think one of your students checking in. That guy's my civics teacher.
Swifty chain.
Down to the 47-yard line.
That's Mr. Guy to you, Smitty. You know who's really the most happy, one of the most happy about the election's almost over? After this play, I want to ask, see if you would take a guess.
That's going to be a game by number 23, which I do not have a name for. He's going to get, let's call it, give him 2 yards on the carry. As we're down to 1:45 on the clock.
The mailman. He doesn't have to carry all those mailers. All those advertisements.
Oh, most definitely. Second and a long 8 for the Bulldogs at the Raider 45. 1:30 on the clock here in the fourth. 30-7, Navarre. Jones back to pass. And it's intercepted, but we got a flag down in the secondary. A great interception back there by Caden Howard. But I think it's going to be a go against the Raiders.
I didn't see any contact, did you?
I didn't. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty against Navarre. Now give Crestview their 10th first down of the ball game. They'll move the ball down inside the right at the 30-yard line as the clock dwindles down to 1:19. It has stopped for the moment.
We're using mighty big words tonight.
I try.
Dwindle. I like that. They may have found themselves, a quarterback here, and then let that number 4 McCoy run as a running back or a slot back.
Definitely. First and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Raider 30. Clock down to 1 minute exactly. Jones back to pass, but there's some more laundry on the field.
Yeah, I think the snap count was on 2 and the wide receiver left on 1. False start will be the call against Crestview.
They'll move it back to the 35. 50 seconds on the clock as it winds here in the fourth. 30-7. Navarre Jason Jones in at quarterback. Third quarterback used tonight by Crestview. Jones back to pass. He's got a gun. No, he doesn't have. He's got a cannon. Well, he's got an arm. He's got a very strong arm. I did not say that out loud, did I?
A gun.
No. Oh, he is. He's got. He does. He can throw that ball a long ways.
He was a Fort Walton kid last year.
A sophomore.
Played at Fort Walton last year. Of course, with a coaching change.
It's going to be 2nd and 15. I mean, it is so effortless, too. That's going to bring up 4th down for Crestview with 20 seconds on the clock. It looks so effortlessly. And once he learns to really throw that ball, Crestview could have some very good talent at quarterback in the future.
I was thinking of DeMarcus Russell, that Oakland Raider. I think he wore number 2. Yeah.
Yep.
Sophomore. Boy, he's a large young man for a sophomore.
Back to pass again, and it's caught inside the 10 all the way down to the 9 by Jacob Arnold. It's going to be a 26-yard gain to Arnold. 6th catch of the night for Jacob. An incompleted pass.
Wow. They've had a bunch of drops tonight, and it's got to be so frustrating. They played so well in the first half against Escambia, lost by 8.
Last play of the game coming up here, Bob. They're going to split trips to the far side, twins to the near side. 2nd and goal from the 9. Last play of the game here. And he's going to get into the end zone from 9 yards out on the last play of the game. Crestview finishes off the scoring with triple zeros on the clock on a 9-yard pass.
And Coach Hatton the referees have walked off the field.
And that will be your ball game, folks. Your final score from Jack Foster Stadium: Navarre 30, Crestview 13. As the Raiders finish the regular season 6-0, Crestview falls to 1-6. The Raiders will be off next week, but Crestview will be right back here at Jack Foster Stadium to host Niceville, the number 3 team in Class 7A, next Friday night. And so it sounds like we may be going on a date tomorrow night there, Bob.
You better bring flowers, big boy.
We're going to head over to the Fort Wall Beach Wacola game tomorrow night. That sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Crestview finishes the night with 295 total yards of offense. The Raiders with 370.
The Raiders look really strong, and they came out really firing on all cylinders in the first quarter. A little bit of a letdown in the second quarter, but
well, we're gonna make this a quick post game show.
Okay.
As we both have to go to work tomorrow morning. Actually, all 3 of us. You got to go in tomorrow, Joe, early.
Why don't you just sleep here, and you'll have a short drive to work.
Well, it'll be just like last night, sleeping in my work clothes.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
But your final here, Navarre 30, Crestview 13. The Raiders moved to 6-0. All 3 Raiders teams 6-0 right now, 18-0 on the season. That's my Indiana math work in overtime.
Indiana wants me.
But this time, let's go ahead and pick our Ian Lockwood player of the game. It's hard to not consider Jaden Rivera
Absolutely. Had it great.
Another big night.
Oh, great first half.
147 yards on 22 carries and 2 touchdowns on the night. You also got Zach Marquise had a nice night, nice second half, 9 of 16 for 118 yards.
Jacoby.
And a touchdown. 1 touchdown each for Marquise and Jason Deal on the night.
Yeah.
Both to Trent Hall. A 14-yard grab in the second half and a 17-yard grab in the first quarter. So we could look at, a nice night for Jabari Mitchell, catching the ball, 4 catches for 85 yards. And we could also look to, I think we had a 2 or 3 sack night from Grady Kelly. Well, we'll give him the defensive player of the game, Grady Kelly.
Yeah, I think Rivera, just a strong, solid night.
So let's.
He'd be my
how about
vote.
Rivera as our in Lockwood player of the game? Our offensive player of the game. I want to give it to Jabari Mitchell.
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah, we're going to have to. We thought we were going to name it the Jabari Mitchell Special Teams Award.
But they stayed away from him tonight.
Yeah, and he didn't get much of it. What, they kicked off 1 time, 2 times?
And so that means the special teams. We're going to have. We got Preston Penton with the 42-yard field goal, and he was 3 for 3 on extra points because they did not attempt the 1. So he was 3 for 3. So how about Preston Pentner as our special teams?
And the punts, too.
Punts on the night. 3 punts on the night.
2 at least.
3 punts for, 82, 122 yards, so 40-yard average on the night. 1 inside the 20. Great night for Preston, our special teams player of the game. So there you go, folks. Jaden Rivera, our Ian Lockwood player of the game. Jabari Mitchell, our offensive player of the game. Grady Kelly, what another night. And that whole defensive line was right in there. Devin Wright, another great night. Jordan Moon in there as well. The linebacking core once again. Not many big passes down the field. The Raiders secondary played another solid night. But there's your win, and the Raiders win. And we want to thank our sponsors once again. Without them, we couldn't bring you the games each and every Thursday or Friday night this year. So Culver's of Navarre, Randy and Honey Smith, University Lending Group with Stacy Wright and Jennifer Gomes, Navarre Raider Quarterback Club, Express Employment Professionals, my wife, the producer, Brenda Kay. Thanks for coming aboard once again this year. And Ursula Householder. I think it's probably her 8th year, at least her 8th year with me, sponsoring Navarre Raider football. And what a great supporter her and her husband, Mike. And they haven't had a student at Navarre since 2011.
We could
or
say
12.
that she is the official realtor of Navarre, of Irish Bill Sports.
And our mortgage company, a University Lending Group. And we like to spread it out. And if you ever want to become a sponsor of Irish Bill Sports and Navarre Raider football, just hit us up online on Thursday night. What a great night. We had viewers all over the place. And we appreciate Friday night playoffs in 2 weeks. I believe that will be the 20th.
Yeah, this Friday is
the 6th. So 2 weeks will be the 20th.
2 weeks.
And
Friday the 13th.
Thank you all. Blake Ashburn, Jamari Jones, Janine O'Connor checking in as well. Swifty, that must be one of your students. Malik Dixon checking in from Virginia. The Quad City Dogs, he was the first one on tonight. And he is actually the one to say good night, everybody. So thanks, Quad City Dogs, and all our other viewers out there on the World Wide Web on IrishBillSports.com and on YouTube channel Irish Bill Sports Live.
And we got to thank the GOAT, whose real name is
Heath Childs.
Heath Childs.
When he wrestled, he was known as Mr. Fantasy.
Mr. Fantasy. Mr. Fantasy. We thank him for coming and talking a little college football.
Never at a loss for words, is he?
No, but he knows his stuff.
He does,
really
inside
does.
and out. And he loves his Crestview, his town here, and great supporter of Crestview sports here in the area. And but I think we're going to call it a night here. But before we do leave, we got to give a special shout out to the guy just outside the window here, Joe Settle, for coming in and filling up our camera and allowing you to watch the action down on the field of play. Thanks, Joe, for stepping up, and good luck tomorrow night to Niceville as they go up to Pace. Not that they really need it, but they're looking to go 7-0 on the season, and they'll be hosting. Actually, they'll be on the road next Friday night right here at Jack Russell Stadium against Crestview to start.
But you never know. You never know, because our friend Coach Herm Edwards always says,
that's why you play the game.
and we hope Coach Edwards has an upset win tomorrow night over USC.
So until next Wednesday night from Culver's on Veterans Day, hope you turn it into our Veterans Day special as your host, 24 and a half years Air Force veteran. We'll run the show on Veterans Day. We may move it up to 6, but I doubt it. I like 7 o'clock. And at least I'll be able to eat before early, so I'll have plenty of time to go up there.
Well, and the only way that you'll know whether it's 6 or 7 is log on to Irish Sports.
IrishBillSports.com.
IrishBillSports.com. It's a late night.
It'll be probably 7 o'clock next Wednesday night on Veterans Day. Until then, may the wind ever be at your back. This is Irish Bill signing off.
God bless Navarre. Good night.